Everyone. Welcome to this exciting evening as we kick off 10th series of our ISAR UNS Fertility Catalyst webinar. It's truly pleasure to see many esteemed IVF experts from across India gather here on this platform. And you are the catalyst, one of the catalysts in the field of reproductive health and making invaluable contribution to innovative medical treatments. So we at UNS Universal Nutriscience, we take a pride, being one of the fastest growing nutraceutical company, and we are committed to making a significant impact on the people lives through our high quality products. Our infertility portfolio includes in female infertility. We are having CoQ 300 for poor ovarian response as well as RPL, CoQ4 for the oocyte quality, CoQ5 for PCOS management. For the male infertility, we are having CoQLC for the old patients and CoQman specially designed for ED as well as libido treatment. Yeah, it's an honor to invite our esteemed medical head, Dr. Manish Garg and Shruti to introduce our today's distinguished speaker as well as to set the context of our today's discussion. Over to you, Dr. Manish and Shruti.
Shruti, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Nikhil sir. Are my slides visible?
These slides are visible.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So good evening to all the esteemed faculty members as well as the speakers. My name is Dr. Shruti Patwan and I'm from the Medical Affairs Department of Universal Nutriscience. I would like to welcome you all to ISAR Fertility Catalyst. This is the 10th one in the series and has been possible with the blessings and support and guidance of sir and Dr. Asha Bakshi ma'am as well. And we are literally blessed and obliged to have Dr. Sadhna Desai ma'am as the chief guest and Dr. Sheila Magne ma'am as the guest of honor. And all of this wouldn't have been possible without our national conveners, Dr. Anu Agarwal ma'am and Dr. Fessy Lewis sir. So Dr. Anu Agarwal ma'am is the director of Vanch Fertility and Test Your Baby Center, Ayushman Hospital and Trauma Center, as well as Ayushman Multi-Speciality Hospital. She has a lot of accolades to her name and has presented various papers, published various articles, as well as written various chapters in books. Dr. Fessy Lewis is the head of Department of Reproductive Science, Reproductive Medicine at Amrita Ames Institute of Medical Sciences, Cochin, Kerala. Even he has been affiliated to a lot of different institutes, including Foxy Vice President and so on. He has a lot of accolades and awards to his name as well. So I would like to pass on to Dr. Anu ma'am and Dr. Fessy sir for further proceedings.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shruti. So lovely evening to all the esteemed doctors present here. It's an honor for me and my co-convener, Dr. Fessy, to welcome you all in this ISAR Fertility Catalyst series on ART law. First, I would like to acknowledge ISAR President, Dr. Amit Patki, ISAR Secretary, Dr. Asha Bakshi Madam, Vice President, Dr. Sunita and Dr. Sujata Kar. As a doctor, we all are doing good work. As an IVF specialist, we all are doing good work and we are scientifically updated also. But when it comes to law, I feel we are not that confident about certain things. And I'm sure today's webinar on ART law will clear our doubts. I think our ISAR President Amit Patki sir, he has, I think he's an OT for some emergency cesarean section, and Asha Bakshi Madam also, she has some work and she can't join today. So it's an honor for me to invite our today's chief guest, Dr. Sadhna Desai Madam. We all know you, ma'am, and we all love you. Madam is Professor of Department of Obs and Gynae, Bombay Hospital, Institute of Medical Sciences. She is honorary physician to Governor of Maharashtra. She's visiting consultant, East Kandy Hospital. She's director, Fertility Clinic and IVF Center, Mumbai. She's past president, Indian Society of Assisted Reproduction in 2008 to 2010 and she's past president, Federation of Obs and Gynae Society of India in the year 2003. Welcome, Sadhna madam, and we want your blessings. Please, ma'am. Sadhna ma'am, please unmute.
Can you stop sharing 1 minute? Let Madam speak.
Shruti, please stop sharing.
Sadhana Madam. Madam, you are mute, Madam.
Nakul, you will be able to unmute her.
You are mute, Madam.
Ma'am, please unmute.
No, I cannot unmute.
Is it okay?
Yes,
Now
yes,
okay,
Madam.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I would like to say that with increasing number of unregulated ART centers all across the country, there has been a growing concern regarding patients' exploitation and unethical practices in ART technology. This has resulted in the ART bill, which was introduced in 2021. However, the current ART law remains complex and challenging to interpret for most gynecologists and IVF specialists, many of whom lack a legal background. I also feel that there is also an urgent need for a unified interpretation of this intricate legislation, not only from the state authorities, because most of the state interpret this law in a different manner, but also from the legal professionals, because they may not be well versed with the evolving medical techniques of ART. In this context, webinar like today's webinar by medico-legal experts on the bill are highly valuable and much appreciated. I suggest ISAR should also consider publishing a comprehensive booklet that provides a clear guidelines for interpreting key causes of the ART bill, along with the updates on the recent amendments and relevant rulings by the various high courts, because high courts keep on giving different rulings and we don't know ultimately which one to be implemented. So I am happy that this webinar is being held, and my best wishes for the success of this important and timely webinar. And I thank Dr. Fessy Lewis for inviting me to remain present for this webinar.
Thank you, Madam, for that excellent words of wisdom. I think the points what you told, we will be taking and we will be we'll be conveying to the ISAR President Secretary also, so that we will try to bring out the latest amendments which occur in different high courts and different courts and time to time. I think with this, we will go to our chief guest today, is none other than Professor Dr. Sheila Mane. Madam is the chairperson-elect of the Indian College of Obstetrics and Gynecology, was vice president Foxy in 2014, and was the chairperson Safe Motherhood Committee from 2008 to 2013, president of Bangalore Society of ONG Society from 2005 to 2006, and president of BMS Bangalore 19 to 21, national facilitator for adult health by WHO, ICOG Governing Council for 2 years, 20 to 22, ex-president Bangalore Menopause Society, and president ISAR Bangalore chapter, and a reviewer of Jogi. And we welcome Madam and to take the Madam's words of wisdom.
Thank you, Dr. Fessy, for those kind words. And I really congratulate ISAR, the President, Dr. Amit Patki, and Dr. Anu Agrawal's Secretary for conducting this webinar. And as Madam Sadhna Desai mentioned, I must tell you that I have a lot of memories because Madam Sadhna Desai was installed as President of Foxy in Bangalore in 2003 ISCOG when I was the organizing secretary for that conference. So a lot of memories, Madam. And regarding this rules and regulations, I know Dr. Patel, Dr. Bhatt, and Dr. Singh will do the justice to this today's topic. Now, as I am not an infertility specialist, but I must tell you that I'm involved in obstetrics. So I just would like to highlight certain things, and I would like Madam also to give her opinion later. Now, recently, when we are doing a maternal death review, what we found in Karnataka is there are many elderly patients who have undergone IVF. I know that the age bar is 50, if I am correct. Okay. But what message I would like to give you is that before you decide to do a IVF for an elderly person, we have to be empathetic. I know they will come and fall on your feet, but the comorbidities are so high in them that we have seen the mortality in patients of 42 years, 44 years, and above. So I think you must take a call. And what is my another important message is that when we have, you people have done the IVF and you have succeeded, see to it that the patient is guided properly. She cannot be seen in a clinic, where she has already, for example, diabetes, hypertension, epilepsy, some other disorder, hypothyroid, that when she develops the complication, where she should go. And these patients should be seen in a tertiary care center where there is a high risk pregnancy clinic, so that they know that in case of an emergency, they should immediately contact the consultant. There has to be a helpline for them so that they go in time and they take the treatment. Otherwise, they come back to again the IVF people. IVF people are not able to handle, they don't know where to refer them, and so much of time is wasted. So these were the few examples where mortality happened. Another, as Madam said, that so many centers are mushrooming, and now we find that they are percolating to even taluka level and district level. And who are the people working? And they are the corporates. Who are the people working there? Who are very young consultants. So my another, and multiple pregnancy is a common norm with IVF pregnancies. Yes, but you should have a backup when you are managing multiple pregnancies where postpartum hemorrhage is such a common thing. And if you are not able to handle it, it lands up in mortality. Why I'm giving you? Because we have a review where these things have happened in remote places where the young people were not able to manage. So my message to all of you is that respectful maternity care is very important. If you are not experienced enough, or you should have a team where you are able to handle all the complications, there should be a rescue team who can come and help you. But the life is very precious. Okay. So when you are doing the IVF, I think that ART law is there, but your concern for the patient also should be there, that you, at the end of the delivery, the mother should be healthy as well as the child should be healthy. So this is my message to the fraternity of this fertility specialist, that please take these things into consideration. Be in contact with the patient, see who is seeing her, what are the risk factors in her, and take appropriate measures if you are handling, or refer her to a proper place. I know today's webinar will throw a lot of on other aspects also, but these things also should be taken care. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I wish all the best for today's webinar. Thank you. Madam is there? Madam?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm there.
Madam, you heard my remarks.
But today's subject is the ART law, which is.
I know, madam. That law is permitting them to do it even in elderly patients.
Correct.
So that is what my message. And one more is the third party, madam. Recently, we have a surrogate mother. She's a case of previous cesarean, and she has come with placenta percreta. So what I'm saying, selection of patient is also equally important when the IVF is been, planned for any patient. Okay, so a previous section, low-lying placenta in early pregnancy, all these things need to be taken care, was my message, as I'm always for safe motherhood. So this was my message. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Dr. Fesi.
No, that's okay. Carry on.
Okay. Thank you, Sheila ma'am. So we'll start our first session, which is on third-party reproduction, gamete donation, and surrogacy. And for this, I would like to invite our chairpersons, Dr. MC Patel. Sir is consultant obstetrician gynecologist and medical legal counselor. He was vice president Foxy in 2018 and organizing secretary AICOG 2017. And he has been chairperson of ethics and medical legal committee Foxy. And sir is honorary secretary state organization of gynecologists and obstetrician of Gujarat. Honorary member National Inspection and Monitoring Committee, the NDT Act Government of India in 2015. 2017. Yeah, and sir was president of Ahmedabad Obstetric Gynae Society in 2010 to 2011. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Our
Thank
next
you for kind
chairperson-
word.
Our next chairperson is Dr. Shaheen Anjum. She's professor and in charge of ART unit, JNMC AMU Aligarh. And she has done various fellowships in ART and minimal access surgery. And she has done her iron donor diploma. And she has been awarded certificate for advanced course in medical education 2017. And she has published many papers in national and international journals, more than 50 papers. Welcome, Dr. Shaheen.
Thank you, Dr. Anu.
Thank you, madam. And our next chairperson is Dr. Shweta Thimila. She has done fellowship in reproductive medicine, University of South Alabama, and ART fellowship at Center of Reproductive Medicine, Florida. And she has done her advanced ART training at Cleveland Clinic, Cleveland, USA. And many awards to her credit, Nari Shiromani Award and Foxy Dhira Award. Welcome, Dr. Shweta.
Thank you, Dr. Anu.
Over to you, chairpersons.
I think you can introduce the
Yeah, please.
speaker. Chairpersons, please.
Yes. So today's topic, which Dr. R.G. Patel is going to deliver, but let me introduce Dr. R.G. Patel. He is the director of Sunflower Women's Hospital, Ahmedabad. As such, he is a very senior infertility specialist in Ahmedabad, working since years together. And he has selected one of the he has been selected as a member of expert committee on central board as far as ART and Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021 is concerned. Awarded for best of IVF center in Times of India, National Survey of Fertility Clinic 2019 and 2022, President of Gujarat Chapter ISAR from 2024 to 2026, and pioneer work in male infertility, including TESA, micro-TESA, with special interest in repeated IVF failures, and deliver more than 20,000 IVF babies successfully. And he is organizing chairperson of National ISAR conference, which is going to be held in month of February 2026 in Ahmedabad. So before I give mic to R.G. Patel, as far as this ART Act and third-party reproduction donor program as well as surrogacy program is concerned, there are so many issues as far as legal part is concerned. And when this act was being enacted, there was good discussion in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha that there were increasing in number as far as ART centers are concerned. And word was used, mushrooming. It was mushrooming of centers as far as these centers are concerned. And India was first as far as number of centers and IVF cycle per month is concerned. But in spite of all this, there was no regulation, there was no registration, there was no protocol, there was no protection on part of donor as well as surrogate mother. And for this act was enacted. And act has taken utmost care to protect all the rights of donor all the rights of surrogate, and all the rights of child or children to be born with this activity. And just I mentioned prior also, due to this number of centers and IVF cycles, India has become a main center as far as global infertility uh, package is concerned. And due to this reproductive medical tourism, and that is why this act has enacted, and to check and center to be registered, and all the rights of donor and surrogate and child are to be protected. So there are so many things in ART Act. So Dr. R.G. Patel is the right person to deliver this talk and to justify the topic as far as third party reproduction is concerned. So over to you, Dr. R.G. Patel. Mic is yours.
Thank you, sir, MC Patel, for the kind words. Good evening, Madam Sadhna Besam, Feshi, and all the organizers. It's a nice talk about the ART law. As we know, first IVF baby born in 1978, and after that there is so much progression in the gonadotropin ART lab work, and slowly success was increased. There was also demand of the reproduction because of infertility was rising because of lifestyle. So the IVF center are increased. At the same time, there is a demand for egg donation also. At the same time, there is a surrogacy demand was also. So there is a lots of center mushrooming all over the world, or in the India also. But because in India situation is little different, this is like economically growing country. So that some egg donation and surrogacy cycle was compared to other country was high. So there is some issues about the surrogacy and egg donation. To regularize that IVF cycle, to regularize that donor, to regularize the surrogate safety, there was a act in 2021. So for the safety of the egg donor also, for safety of the patient, for safety of the surrogate and the clinic also, and ART bank. As we already discussed, India was the hub for the surrogacy, and because of that defame in international media, thanks to this law to restrict the that problem, now law implemented. There is so many things positive for that, and some point negative for also for the law. If you think about the third party reproduction, because in all over the world, the demand was increasing because of infertility increasing. As per, if you see the cycle per world per year is around 30 lakh cycle. China is doing around 7 lakh cycle. In India, around 3 lakh cycle. So there is a increase in demand in the IVF. At the same time, there is also increase in, we'll always try with the own egg, own sperm, own uterus. But there is some indication. We need egg donation, we need sperm donation, and we need some surrogacy. So today we know about the third party reproduction. What is the law? What do we have to understand? What are the different question? Because there is so many state nodal officers. There is a implementation, interpretation is different. So what is practical point? What is the law? And within law, how to work? About the egg donation, sperm donation, embryo donation, and surrogacy. If we say the ART bank will responsible for the screening, collection, and registration of the semen donor and cryopreservation of the sperm, As per donor is concerned, they have to do screening. They have to guide the procedure. They can take the insurance, and ART bank can supply the donor to the ART clinic. They cannot stimulate. But after sending the patient to the clinic, how many egg they have produced, how many embryo form, that all record they have to keep with us, and then all the report they have to send to the central authority, and they have to maintain all the record about the donor and the supply. Sorry.
Slides are moving.
Yeah, sorry, 1 minute. Okay. So, what is the requirement, or very few requirement? Centrifuge, incubator, microscope, and laminar flow.
Not slideshow. Slides are not slideshow, I think.
Sorry.
Slideshow.
Yeah, 1 minute. Simple ART bank can run by the GM, registered medical officer. They can screen the donor, egg donor, sperm donor. What is the requirement minimum to age as per egg donor is concerned? The age is between 23 to 35. If sperm donation, age should be 21 to 50. For the investigation, medical investigation like infectious disease like HIV 1, 2, HBsAg for the hepatitis B and hepatitis C, and for VDRL or TPA to rule out any infectious disease. Thus, what is the rules for the donor? Can you see?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
but
Yes,
not
sir.
slideshow. I think go to the file and make it a slideshow or down in the top
Hello, sir.
left.
Should I share from my
Yeah.
laptop?
Yeah,
I
you can
also
share.
have the
Yeah,
presentation.
better. Yeah, you can share.
Okay, yeah.
That will be better.
Can you stop sharing so that I'll share my screen?
Sure, sharing karo.
Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Should I
So
change the slide or is this okay?
you will change the slide?
Yes, I'll change it. But is this slide okay or should I move to the next?
Yeah. ART bank, yes. So maintain of the record like for form 14, 14A and 14B. And all the consent form in form 15, they have to maintain the record by the ART bank. Next. So again, we have discussed what infectious disease, HIV 1 and 2, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, for the syphilis, VDRL. So all communicable disease, they have to screen. Next. So how they have to register ART bank, we know online portal is there, and fee they have to pay. Fee is around 50,000 for the 5 year. By application, you can go to this ART portal. Next. Not in detail. 50,000 we have discussed. Next. So again, for cement 21 and 55 age limit, and for the donor 23 to 35. Next. So this is the main issue. The donor can give donation once in a life in their life. One single donor to single commixing. They cannot share the egg. What happened previously, but now we have to restrict one single donor to single commixing couple. Even though we have many embryo, we cannot share the embryo even, not the egg also. And once in her life, they can donate, not more than once. How many egg they have debated because they have each purpose to avoid the ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. So mild stimulation, not more than 7 oocyte. And unused oocyte, they have to use only same recipient, not for any others. Next. So they have decided to avoid the OHSS, whatever the, because to number of follicle after stimulation not in clinician hands. So whatever the egg is there, all the formed follicle you have to retrieve. And then you can make the embryo. Next. What we need for the donor is their name, Aadhaar card, mobile number, address for the record, and written consent for the donor. Next. Can I do? Same. Next. So what about the insurance? For the donor, we need 12-month insurance. During the procedure, any happened during procedure anesthesia or after the procedure up to 12 months. Two type of insurance. One is health insurance, one is life insurance. And for 12 months. For this, we need affidavit. Previously, it was against the metropolitan. Now we have changed to just notarization is enough. So all the responsibility have to take by the recipient. Next. Next. So all the record we have to keep with us for the couple also, for the clinic also, the maintain, and we have to give the all the information to the national registry. And all the record we have to keep for the 10 year. Next. Again, we have discussed about the insurance. Next. This is very important, the right of the child. The donor shall relinquish all the parental right over the child and children which may be born from his or her gamete. जो डोनर से एग से बच्चा हुआ है, वो बच्चे पे डोनर कभी उसको कोई राइट नहीं है. So donor have to relinquish all the right on the child. Again, the child born through the commixing couple have all the right on the parents, like a natural child. So this is very important. Whether it is own egg, whether it is egg donation, whether it is embryo donation, once is child born for the commixing couple, the child have all the right of the commixing couple like a natural child. Next. If they can separate the egg or sperm for the intention of sex relation is strictly prohibited. Even after pregnancy, they cannot do. Even the lab during embryo, PGTM, they cannot do on the egg donation. So sex selection in an egg donor cycle is strictly prohibited, and it's a more grievous offenses. Next. What is the offenses? Any abandon, exploitation, to sell the embryo, to run the agency, any organization, purchase or trading of human embryo is illegal. Import of any manner, any embryo or egg or sperm is not prohibited. It's strictly prohibited. Import is not allowed. Export is allowed in some cases. Suppose patient have make an embryo here by egg donation or an own egg. They want to treat outside India for self cycle or surrogacy, we are allowing. So export in few cases with the central committee permission is allowed, but import is totally prohibited. That is very important export of the egg or sperm or embryo. Exploitation of the couple, woman, gamete is strictly prohibited. Transfer of human embryo into male person or animal is strictly prohibited. Sale of any human embryo or gamete for the purpose of research or use on any intermediate to obtain gamete donor versus gamete is not allowed. Next. So what is the fine depending on the problem, depending on the you have done mistake or any break the law, maybe initially 5 lakh rupees, go up to 10 lakh rupees. In the first instances, they will not do imprisonment. Here in egg donation or self cycle. Different in surrogacy, we'll talk. This is for maybe imprisonment for 3 year or 8 year. Next. So no court shall be cognizable for any offences punishable under this act by the national board or the state board or any officer authorized by it. They have to complain against this authority. Then they can take the case. No court inferior to the metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate first class shall try or any offences punishable under this act. Next. This all the offences is cognizable and bailable. All they have to complain against the authority, then they will assess the case. But this act is cognizable and bailable. Next. But if you have done mistake by your staff, initially all the liability is head of the unit, except you have taken enough step to avoid any complication. Proper instrument, proper registration, proper training to the staff. Then if staff doing mistake, then the responsibility of staff also and head of the unit also. So that can happen because everywhere we are not. In embryology, youngster doing embryo formation, some mismatch, then who is responsible? That is the main question. So primary responsibility is head of the unit. But head of the unit have taken enough staff, good training, good infrastructure, and all the SOPs there and running good IVF cycle, then the staff is also responsible and half head of the unit is responsible. Next. This is all different from how to do registration, how to maintain the records for the ART bank, for the clinic, after the embryo formation, how many egg form, how many embryo they have transferred, how many they have preserved, and how many have they have discarded. So all the record they have to keep to the clinic also, to the ART bank also, and all they have to information should send to the national registry for the long term for the 10 year. Next. In surrogacy, we have to keep all the record for 25 year. For the own egg, own sperm, for egg donation, all the record we have to keep for the 10 year. So again, same for the donor sperm consent. Next. This is all different from for the third party reproduction, egg donation and embryo donation. Commonly asked question whether relative can do donation or not. Yes, relative can do with the age limit. They can do egg or sperm donation, but through the ART bank. Unmarried, yes, they can donate the egg, but age should be 23 to 35, but again through the bank. So this is a commonly asked question about the ART third party reproduction. In embryo donation, when the patient come, then you can give the registration number of our bank. Then you can proceed procedure for. Now we will talk about the surrogacy next, because we know surrogacy next. There is a many laws in a surrogacy, national board, state board, and central board, and this all the different state have all the clinic and nodal officers and next. So all the for the to maintain the law, registration, nodal officers, state officers, appropriate officers, state board, national board, and national minister also. So what is exact surrogacy is to bear the woman bear the and give the birth of a child for the intending couple with the intention of handling over such child to the handling intending couple after birth. So for other couple, they are having pregnancy, not for their own. But here traditional surrogacy, surrogates own egg and they also carry the pregnancy. That is traditional surrogacy. Like IUI you can do, own egg, surrogates own egg, they are using. That is the traditional surrogacy. What is the gestational surrogacy? Surrogacy can bear the pregnancy, but then genetic material should not be from the surrogate. That is gestational surrogacy. Next. Now intending couple cannot produce child in their own body. They need somebody else, and then they can go for the gestational surrogacy. That is the intending couple. An intending woman is maybe widow, maybe divorcee, but age should be between 35 to 45 for the intending woman, maybe widow, maybe divorcee. They can do surrogacy. Next. Next. Okay, this is hot topic about the commercial surrogacy, because law is for altruistic surrogacy. They any friend, any relative, but not any intention of giving anything. If commercial surrogacy, like they can purchase the egg, they can purchase the embryo, they can purchase the womb, uterus, they have pregnancy in the other woman after paying, after giving some sort of any monitoring or rewards or benefit. So that is a commercial surrogacy. But here commercial surrogacy in new law is totally prohibited. It was previously was there, but now only altruistic surrogacy. In altruistic surrogacy, relative blood relation is not required. Any voluntary woman which fit in criteria, they can do can become surrogate for the any intending couple. Next. Next. So what is the surrogacy is, again we have discussed what is the procedure. Commercial surrogate not allow, altruistic surrogacy allow. Only medical expenses and insurance coverage are provided by the intending couple to the surrogate mother. So what we have to give to the surrogate mother, we will ready, but we cannot give any money or anything for the surrogate, only medical expenses and insurance. This all act came from the organ donation, like blood donation. We cannot give any money for the blood donation. Like kidney donation, we cannot give kidney donor to any money. Or human body, any part you cannot sell. This is organ donation rules. Same rules apply here. So we cannot give any money to the surrogate or donor in because they are selling their egg or uterus. Only the medical procedure or insurance. What is the insurance for the egg donor is 12 months. But here for 36 months. Even after pregnancy, postpartum, we have to cover for the insurance. Life insurance and health insurance, both we have to take. So we will discuss later on what is the exact procedure. Next. Next, already we have discussed what is the altruistic surrogacy, what is the commercial. Again, registration we have to do under national national ART and surrogacy portal is there. And this surrogacy registration, we have to pay 2 lakh rupees. And this is for only 3 years. Here, what is the different? For the ART clinic, 50,000. ART 2 lakh 2 lakh rupees. ART bank 50,000. And for the surrogacy, again 2 lakh rupees. But for the surrogacy, the duration is only 3 years. Next. That is a different for the registration, fees and duration. Next. Next, already discussed. Okay, next. So this is very important eligibility criteria for the couple and eligibility criteria for the single woman. For the couple, surrogacy is allowed for the Indian origin, person of Indian origin. And couple should be married. Age of the between 23 to 50, male should be between 26 to 55, and any surrogate intending couple should not be having any child. If they have diseased child or any problem in child, this is life-threatening condition in the child, and for that they need district officer DHO certificate that this child having some life-threatening disorders. If for one child, otherwise no any child, then they can go for the surrogacy. For the single woman, Indian origin, widow, divorcee, age should be between 35 to 45. Again, there should not be any child. Okay, if it is life-threatening, they have to give certificate from the DHO. Next. So this is the eligible criteria for the couple and mother. No. Okay. For the intending couple, Indian married couple is only allowed prune infertility, and they need eligibility certificate and essential certificate. What is eligible certificate? The infertility indication. Maybe uterus absent, thin endometrium. We will see what is the indication. But that indication for the surrogacy should be from the DHO, District Medical Board. In eligibility criteria, they need magistrate certificate, that birth affidavit. Before birth of the surrogate mother, surrogate child, they have to go to magistrate, give all the certificate of indication and requirement. Then the magistrate give the birth affidavit. The child born by the surrogate mother will be given to the intending couple. That type of affidavit they have to make. And insurance coverage to the surrogate mother. That all come in the eligible certificate. Next. Eligibility criteria, again, Indian couple, person should be POI. If it is a foreign, OCI card is must. Both should be Indian, and they need a OCI card. Person should be from the Indian origin. 3 generation. Female, the age we already discussed, cannot having any biological child. Next. So what is the indication is very important. Who can go for the surrogacy? So there should not be any uterus, missing uterus, abnormal uterus, any intrauterine adhesion, thin endometrium, semi-unicornate uterus, T-shaped uterus, or surgically removed because of any problem in uterus, malignancy or PPH. So that is the indication for the uterus. Or sometime patient have failed, repeated implantation failure, 2 fail, 3 fail, depending on the age, so that they can go for the surrogacy. Again, multiple pregnancy loss also they can do surrogacy. Multiple pregnancy loss, unexplained medical reason, unexplained graft rejection due to exaggerated immune response, they can do surrogacy. Or some medical health issue, heart issue, kidney issue, pancreatic issue, platelet issue, which is life-threatening, they can go for the surrogacy. What about egg or sperm? Both we cannot take from the outside for the surrogacy. One at least egg or sperm should be from the intending couple. In case of widow or divorcee, they need their own egg. They can take donor sperm. Then they can go for the surrogacy. So that is very, very clear. Next. How to proceed for the surrogacy? Intending couple or women counsel that surrogate mother should be bought by them. Eligibility of surrogate mother should be willing to be surrogate mother without any force. Altruistic surrogacy should be there. Either married, has a child for her own between 25 to 35 age of the day of implantation, surrogate mother age. He had not been surrogate mother before, does not have 3 failed attempt of the surrogacy trial. If they have 3 times failed, then she cannot become surrogate mother. And she will not provide her own egg for the surrogacy. Next. Call surrogate mother and her husband for counseling. Procedure. What is the risk? How many times they have to come? Age proof of the surrogate. Birth certificate. Proof of living child of the surrogate mother. Proof of marriage for the surrogate mother. Age proof of the intending couple. Age proof of the intending mother. Marriage proof of the intending couple. Proof of single status intending mother, divorcee or widow. Proof of Indian origin of PIO, person of Indian origin. Next. So how to do procedure surrogate mother to undergo medical assessment to see the fitness of surrogacy? Normally, if you are gynecologist mid-cycle, you can assess the endometrium, uterus, like previously already Madam has said, previous CS, 2 CS, many have we have seen weak scar, isthmosil, ECF, that you have to rule out in the surrogate mother. Document to be reviewed, counseling for the surrogate mother or her husband to be done. Because during pregnancy, before pregnancy, you have to assess the uterus and her health. Like you can do ECG, 2D echo. You can see the sonography of the pancreas, also gallbladder, kidney, any problem. You can think whether we have to go ahead for the procedure or not. Consent of the mother and agreement of the surrogate should be signed. Next. So safety of the surrogate is very, very important. Apply for the certificate of medical indication to the district board. How will you proceed again? Medical certificate for the certifying children for the medical board. About the birth affidavit, we have discussed. Again, we need guarantor. Suppose one couple expired, the child should be taken by the guarantor. Again, we have to need written consent from the guarantor. Next. In case of death of the couple. Next.
RG, 2 minutes left.
Or yeah, sure. Again, we have discussed about insurance, affidavit, we have discussed essential certificate, we have discussed medical and psychological fitness of the mother by the RMP. Simple, MBBS can give the certificate. Next. Again, we have discussed about the insurance, 36 month and next. Next. So apply for the to the appropriate certificate for the eligible certificate for the surrogate mother. With this all the proof we have discussed. Again, you have to apply to the appropriate authority for the eligible certificate to the intending couple. To the appropriate authority with all the Aadhaar card, birth proof and everything. Next. So many certificate we need. So simply 10 certificate. Again, we have discussed proof of marriage, marriage certificate, birth affidavit, essential certificate, eligible certificate, indication certificate by the national board, eligibility and surrogate mother obtained to the appropriate authority, medical fitness, order of the parentage, insurance coverage, and medical fitness of the surrogate mother. Next. Next. Again, we have discussed all the certificate we need. So donor embryo not allow, and for single woman, donor sperm can be used. Donor ovum cannot be used for the single woman like divorcee or for the single woman. Next. Child born through the surrogacy should be deemed for a biological child. We have already discussed surrogate born child have all the right on the intending couple like a natural child. Next. They cannot not abandon, not any genetic defect, birth defect, even though they have to accept the child. Next. Whether it is single, twin, any abnormality, they have to accept the child by the intending couple. They cannot ignore. No surrogate clinic can store the embryo for the long time. For the procedure, up to procedure, you can cryo. After that, you cannot do more long-term cryopreservation, not allowed. Next. Next, very few minutes. Next. Yes. How many embryo? Single, always, because many problem with the twin, triplet, prematurity, hypertension. Go for single embryo, assess the endometrium, go for the one embryo. You can do PGTA, no problem. Not more than 3. But in a special cases, you can do for the second trial, third trial, you can put 3 embryo, but with the keep in mind what is the complication. Mother surrogate can withdraw the consent before the embryo transfer. After transfer, they cannot do anything. What about termination of pregnancy? Any abnormality? They have to document it by the sonologist, by the gynecologist. Again, you have to take the permission by the appropriate authority before doing termination of the pregnancy. Next. They cannot do SD, they cannot do any post to the surrogate mother because after transfer, they have to continue the procedure. We have to discuss what is the flow, how they will come to us, couple will come, surrogate will come, do the sonography and indication, DHO certificate, then you can proceed. Next. This is a flow chart. Again, we have decided, again, ART2 level clinic, whatever requirement they need, gynecologist, anesthetist, embryologist, counselor. Next. All the qualification, all the registration, qualified embryo gynecologist, embryologist, counselor, anesthetist, and director is needed as per surrogacy clinic is concerned, like ART2. Next. Because time is short, sorry, I'm just showing it. The embryology, again, same requirement, qualified embryologist we need, all the degree and experience. Next. So as a whole instrument, same to ART2, microscope, incubator, laminar flow, semen counting chamber, centrifuge, refrigerator, equipment, ovum aspiration, and ultrasonography, same to ART2. Next. Say very, very important offense is commercial surrogacy or selling embryo, exploitation, abandoned or surrogate child is strictly prohibited. Up to 10 years or up to 10 lakhs. But here, what is the difference next? This is non-compoundable, non-valuable. So, any problem, if it proved, direct imprisonment, no money, no monetary fine, direct imprisonment. This is the harsh punishment. Anything you have done wrong with the egg, sperm, surrogate, any shortcut, they or any commercial surrogacy is punishable. Next. Any sex determination not allowed. So the same everything, they can suspend the certificate, your registration, even they can suspend your registration after saying to the state medical council. This is not in routine ART, but here in surrogacy, they can suspend your registration. They can call the state board and then your registration will go on. You cannot do even practice, simple practice also. So this is harsh punishment, non-bailable, non-compoundable. Next. It's like a triple murder. It's like your terrorist. So in surrogacy, law is very strict. All form is there, how to register, how to maintain the record, but you have to keep record for 25 years. Next. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Raji sir, for a
Thank
wonderful
you.
talk.
Sorry for the short time. You have to, all the main information I can share you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank
Sahin
you.
madam.
Yes, thank you,
Sahin
Dr.
madam.
Raji Patel, for nice presentation. But I would like to make one. I think for ovum donation, donor should not be unmarried. That is according to law, and
No, no. Unmarried can do.
That is no unmarried can be donor.
Can be donor.
There is
Can
no
be.
law like that.
She should
Donor
be
has to be
major.
female.
She should
unmarried,
be
but
madam, Sahin madam.
yes.
She should be major. She should be mentally sound, and as per criteria, she should be fit for donation program.
Age is
Age-
important.
There are only
donation
three
At
things.
program.
to 35, any having Aadhaar card or any they can.
I
Bolo.
think
Only
or
three
at
things
least
mentioned in
donor should have
22.
at least one child. That is according
No,
to
no,
It is not
no,
there.
no,
It is not the law.
So I think Hitesh bhai,
For that-
your talk will, I think Hitesh bhai, your talk will clear all these
Exactly,
things.
it will tell.
Yeah, so I think I'll request RG bhai also, very nice. I was listening. Please wait for me because I'm a last batman and I've got too many gray areas. There
Gray
is
area,
enough
many.
which
I
you
think
have
questions
explained
and
to the
doubts can be
head,
cleared in the
because,
panel, I
yeah,
think.
everybody was busy. So today just I had the ART board state meeting for there were 7 surrogate and we have cleared 5. So just without wasting time, Anu, you can wait, please. We'll all get the good answers in the concluding
Dr.
mark.
Fessy, would you over
No,
to you, Dr.
I think thanks, Dr. R.G. Patel, for that excellent insight into the RT laws and surrogacy laws. I think with his experience right from the beginning of the RT board, Central RT board, he could enlighten us with a lot of latest information. I think after the next talk by the Hitesh, but I think during the panel discussion, if all the doubts can be discussed, because we are running slightly short of a little late. So over to the second talk chairpersons. Can you? Okay, so we have the second talk by New ART Act, Introduction of Level 1 and 2, Requirements and Documentation by Hitesh. But before that, we will introduce the chairperson. Next slide. As we are running short, we will be running short of in shortly. We will be introducing. First is Dr. Shweta Kaulja. She's the director in Niramai Care Women's Center Indoor, Vice President of Indoor ONG Specialist Association, Managing Committee member of ISAR, Joint Librarian MP ISAR, Managing Committee member of MP IAGE, Executive member and convener of Infertility Committee, and State Coordinator of FOXY Midlife Committee and the Infertility Committee. And also, she has won a lot of awards, including BN Royal Medal, Gold Medal for All-Rounder, Best Student of MBBS, Dronacharya Award from ISAR, and a lot of other awards.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Our next chairperson is Dr. Arshi Iqbal. She is Director of Arshi Fertility and IVF Institute, Kota, Rajasthan. Vice Chairperson of the Rajasthan Chapter of ISAR, Joint Secretary of Rajasthan Chapter of ISAR before, and Vice President of Kota ONG Society in 2018, Executive Member and Scientific Community and Representative to Foxy.
Thanks, Louis. Thank you so much.
Okay, and also won several awards and done a lot of publication. Welcome. And next is Dr. Surhida Karim. She's the Managing Director of at NABH Certified Star Hospital Private Limited, Gorakhpur, and Director at the Safal Test Tube Baby Center, Gorakhpur, and life member of ISAR, IAG, and many organizations, ex-president of Indian Menopausal Society, and ex-president of GOGS and Inner Wheel Club of Gorakhpur. And academically, she is organized the first live workshop of non-distant vaginal hysterectomy, first live workshop on laparoscopy and hysteroscopy at UPCOG Gorakhpur in 2003. And was the secretary of Gorakhpur ONG Society, organized several workshops and conferences, and trained in ART and IVF and laparoscopy and hysteroscopy from Frankfurt, Germany, and certified by IM Indore at Kirtana Leadership Program for Frontline Doctors. And she also has won several awards like won the Foxian Award in 2019. Over to the chairpersons to introduce the speaker.
Shweta, you are doing, or I think ma'am is not there. Yeah, please do.
Shall I do one?
Yeah.
It is my proud pleasure to introduce a very accomplished senior person with all the knowledge of law, Dr. Hitesh Bhatt sir. He's practicing at Andheri and he's a medical legal consultant since last 23 years, and medical legal consultant at Wadia, Central Railway Hospital, BNS Medical Legal Consultancies, past chairperson Ethics and Medical Legal Committee Foxy, authored several books like Consents in OBGYN, Law Doctor Must Know, MTB Act Made Easy, and a website author, and invited as national faculty at many national and state conferences and delivered orations and delivered more than 1900 talks and keynote addresses, and medical legal consultant to 250 plus hospitals all across India, and served as office bearer for IMA, AMC, MOGS, AFG, and life member of Film Writers Association, Mumbai. So that's very interesting. We welcome you, sir, for your talk.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. I would like to share my presentation and we'll directly discuss the law. So before I share presentation, I would like to tell you that there are certain legal principles. The first principle is the thing which is not prohibited by any law is allowed. Understand that legal principle. And second thing, what we are discussing is based on this book. This is called a book of law, right? This is basically a book which is a bare act, which is passed by the parliament. So that is our discussion will be based on that, right? And I am going to teach you the pure and proper law. What is law? Right, so most of the things like RG Patel sir has already discussed. There is overlapping topic, but still, I think I another presentation. I will just sorry for the same. Wait. I will have to share. So not able to share. Is there can
something wrong?
Just a minute.
Stop sharing and share again.
Yeah, that stop sharing is not coming here. Yes, I will share this. Okay. So we have to understand that the law was passed in December 2021, Surrogacy Act as well as the ART Act, and it was implemented from January 2022, right? And every law will have a rules. Even in Dr. R.G. Patel sir's presentation, the information given was perfect, but in many slides, I could read March 22 rules. Now, March 22 rules, they did appear on website, but did not gazette it. The gazette happened on 7th June, and these are the rules which we have to follow. In March, there were rules which came out. It was there on the net all over. But government ultimately changed. They removed certain things from that. And what they finally gazetted was this on 7 June. So you cannot follow something which is not gazetted. If something is given in that gazette, it will be considered as a non-functional. It will not be considered as a functional thing. So in March Gazette for ART also and for surrogacy also, the rules did came. But this is not the rule which we are following. We are following the rules which were gazetted on 7th June 2022 for ART and for surrogacy 21st June 2022. So we must understand everybody should purchase this book, ART book. It is costing just 100 rupees and it is available on Amazon. Please go and read that, and that is the law. Now, what is the difference between ART guideline and ART Act? Guideline, ART is not a guideline now. Guideline is something when there is no law. If somebody tells you to do something and you do it, it is fine. If you do it, it is fine. It is a guideline. It is something like your mother tells you to do. If you do it, it is fine. If you don't do it, then also it is fine. There is no problem. It was for your good. What is an act? Act is something which is passed by the parliament. If you do not follow it, there is punishment behind it. It is like something which your wife tells you to do. That means you have to do it. If you don't do it, you are gone. So that is what is called act. So ART is an act. So previously, doctors used to practice like this when the law was not there. But when ART Act came, the practice has become like this. This is the practice now. You are constantly under watch and there is somebody who is monitoring you. Now, as I told you, act is something where you do not follow it, there is a punishment. And what are the punishment? We will see the most important part of punishment, and that is this section 34. It says whoever contravenes any of the provision of this act or any rules, and that rules, which rules? Which are passed in June 2022. Those rules. If you do not follow this, the penalty has been, and no penalty is provided in the act. The penalty will be for the first offense, fine of 5 to 10 lakh rupees, and for subsequent offense, imprisonment of 3 to 5 years, minimum 3 years, maximum 5 years, and also with the fine of 10 to 25 lakh rupees. Now, what is the implication of this? The similar things are mentioned in PCP and DT Act. If you read section 23 of PCP and DT Act, it mentions same things. Whoever contravene any of the provision of this act, the punishment is up to 3 years of imprisonment. That means punishment can be 1 day or punishment can be 3 years. While here in this act, they have mentioned punishment is up to 8 years, but not less than 3 years. These are the words they've used. We are fearing PCP and it is so much. And people don't fear this ART Act because no action has been taken under ART Act yet. And that is why there is a lot of lacuna. But the punishment mentioned is 3 to 8 years. You keep this in mind and then try to follow each and every rules and regulations which we are going to see in further slides. And that is why it is very important to understand each and every rules and regulation which is given in the law. So it is always better to learn the law and comply with the formalities and prevent the litigation. And because we are gynecologists and we know OC pill is always better than MTP pill. So always try to prevent the problems and follow the law. So we have to go understand certain definitions. First definition is assisted reproductive technology. What is the definition of ART? They have mentioned this definition as all technique that attempt to obtain a pregnancy by handling the sperm or oocyte outside the human body and transferring the gamete or embryo into the reproductive system of women. That is called ART. So just you are handling the gamete or sperm outside, you are not doing ART technology. ART, assisted reproductive technology, you should have intention to put it back into the reproductive system of the woman. That is why all the pathologists, they are doing semen examination daily. They are handling the semen. They are processing the semen, but they are not under the ART level 1 because they have no intention to put it back into the reproductive system of the women. ART bank, he has already explained, sir has already explained. ART clinic, we know they've already explained. Now, second important aspect is commissioning couple. They have mentioned who is commissioning couple. Section 2E of the Act says commissioning couple means an infertile married couple. So it is infertile couple. There has to be documented infertility as well. And they also define infertility into the law. And also they have used the word married couple. Now, marriage is also important. And we have to ensure that the couple whom you are treating is married. Now, in cases of marital disputes, this problem comes. I am having almost 2 to 3 cases at hand where the treatment is given to unmarried couple. And why people are doing so? The girl will come with a person, you will consider them as married, you will treat the person, you will treat the couple, you will do IUI or ART or whatever, she will become pregnant. But actually she is married to somebody else. The divorce case is going on. And if she is pregnant at the time of divorce, she will get more alimony. And now the original husband has filed a complaint against the ART center that they have made my wife pregnant with the semen of somebody else. And I am I will have to shell out more money in the family court. So he has filed a complaint as a revenge against that clinic to ART officer, the appropriate authority, that treating couple without marriage is also a crime under ART Act. If you do not follow, punishment is 3 to 8 years of imprisonment. He has filed complaint in Medical Council of India also, and also he has filed a complaint in the police. He said that they are doing cheating and they are making my wife pregnant with somebody else's semen. So these are all the implications. It is not only just a bare words. So we have to be very careful. Now, how to prove a marriage? Law says married couple. Now, how to prove a marriage? It is up to your discretion. You have to use your wisdom to prove that they are married. Now, how can you prove? Many centers where I am going, they are taking marriage photographs. Now, this is picture, but you will be surprised that I am not married to Rekha, right? Also, many centers, they are taking the marriage card as a proof. But this is a marriage card and I am not married to her either, right? So these are not the proof of marriage. Then what is the proof of marriage? Proof of marriage is something where either there is a marriage certificate, a ration card, a passport where spouse name is mentioned, or an Aadhaar card where wife's name is mentioned as wife of so-and-so. If they don't provide any marriage document to the other officer, he will write wife's name as care of so-and-so or daughter of so-and-so. He will not write wife of, because that other officer has a knowledge that he cannot consider this couple married until and unless they give some legitimate document for proving the marriage. But we doctors do not have that kind of a sense, do not have that kind of vision. We just consider them as married. Do not go by words. You have to take certain proof which can prove their marriage. Infertility. They also define infertility. Infertility means inability to conceive after 1 year of unprotected coitus or other proven medical condition preventing a couple from conception. So if it is unexplained, it has to be more than 1 year. You have to give nature a chance of 1 year. Now, how to prove this in the court? You have to write a chief complaint, inability to conceive for more than 1 year, inability to conceive for 2 years, anxious to conceive or anxious to have a child since 2 years. That type of chief complaint should be there. Many a times I am reading chief complaint, married life 5 years. Now marriage is not a complaint, or marriage is not a medical complaint. Marriage is a social complaint. Here you have to married life maybe 5 years, but they are not, they are using some contraceptive device. In that case, they are not infertile. So you have to write proper chief complaint to establish that they are infertile. Or if you investigate them and you or she knows that she is having some anatomical problem or some uterine issues, or the husband is having azoospermia or oligospermia, then it is something which prevents her from becoming pregnant. Then you can directly treat the patient. So the woman, any woman can approach the assisted reproductive technology clinic for the services. So that also is mentioned here. Now there are ART and National ART and Surrogacy Board and State ART and Surrogacy Board. We are not going into the detail of those things. But what are the functions of this? To grant, suspend, and cancel registration, enforce standard, investigate the complaint, take legal action, and supervisory function and recommendation. Now, what are the powers of appropriate authority? He can summon any person. He can ask for production of any document or material, search of any place, and it has any other power as may be prescribed. Now, this is very important. No person shall establish any clinic or bank for undertaking ART or to render ART procedures in any form unless such clinic or bank is duly registered under this Act. Section 15 and Section 11 of Surrogacy and ART Act says this. That means you cannot just start working unless you have a registration. Only exception they had given to the old clinics. The clinics which were running before the law, if they have applied within 6 months of the registry, then they can continue working even if the license is not given to them. But if you are planning to open a new center, you cannot just start working just by applying. It is like if I apply for PCPNDT, suppose. Can you have a machine next day? Why you are waiting for the license? Because there is 3 years of imprisonment. Here it is 8 years. But many centers I have seen and they have approached me for defense, but I have no defense. They've started working. Now, how can I defend? If you drive without a license and you meet with an accident, how can I defend you? It is like that. Applying for a license doesn't mean a license. Applying for visa, you cannot go to USA. You have to receive a visa. So this we have to understand that we don't understand and we enter into a problem. So we have to be very careful and we have to act as per the law. Now, level 1, level 2, they've already, sir has said, level 1 is where only IUI is done, and level 2 is where all facility, all treatment can be done with the self gametes or donor gametes or anything. Now, here also there are confusions. Like there was a concern at Chennai where in level 2 clinic, they said that you cannot do IUI, you will require level 1 also. But that is a wrong information. Once you have level 2, it is mentioned in level 2 clinic that any procedure related to ART you can do. And IUI is a ART procedure that you can do at level 2 clinic. ART bank I did not touch specifically because RG Patel sir has already discussed. How to apply application to the National Registry through appropriate ART and Surrogacy Authority. That means appropriate authority. You have to apply through ART National Registry through appropriate authority of your state, and all the clinics shall apply within 60 days of appointment of appropriate authority. Appropriate authority, if he is satisfied, he will grant the registration within 30 days. And your center will be considered as approved. What all you require, these are the requirements they have mentioned in the law for level 1, level 2 and ART bank. But these are minimum requirements. You understand one thing, what law needs is minimum. Quality, what quality requires is maximum. Like for level 1 clinic, they have said microscope, centrifuge, refrigerator, and sperm counting chamber. But you also require a table. You also require a chair. You also require examination table. You cannot make patients sleep on floor, right? You also require computer. Otherwise, how will you upload the data? So those things are not mentioned in the law. That doesn't mean that you do not have it. But these are the minimum requirements which you should have. The staffing pattern they have said for the ART level 2 clinic, ART level 1 clinic, ART bank, surrogacy, they have said, sir has already discussed. Now, embryologist. Who is embryologist? If you see the definition of embryologist, it is very complicated, but I have made it in a table. And this tabulated form speaks everything about the embryology. Any postgraduate in clinical embryology, full-time program with minimum 4 semesters and 3 years in handling human gamete, embryos, and at ART laboratory. Like that is the first requirement. Or it can be PhD holder, full-time in any college and into the clinical embryology, ART, fertility, and 1 year of experience because he has done PhD. MBBS or veterinary will have postgraduate degree in or with a postgraduate degree in clinical embryology or 2 years of experience in handling human gametes or postgraduate in life science. Now, life science again is very confusing word. Life science, there was nothing like life science up till 2022, 2002 or 2005. That time, life science was any science which relates to life. And botany was life science, zoology was life science, the oceanology was life science. There were so many, even MBBS is life science, BAMS is life science. Everything is life science which pertains to life. Now there are colleges which has come with dedicated course life science. But at that time it was not there. So there are confusing words also they have put in the law. This needs to be addressed. Like in PCBNDT, they've used the word sonologist. Now there is nothing like sonology in MCI, but we are using such words and getting confused. Those who were doing this practice of embryology before the law as a one-time measure, they have allowed them if they had 5 years of experience and with 500 IVF laboratory procedures, including 100 cycles of cryopreservation of the embryo and ICSI. So that is considered as embryology. Gynecologist, they have said gynecologist is somebody who is postgraduate in gynecology and obstetrics and they've used the word and have record of 50 ovum pickup procedure and 3 years of working experience in ART clinic. So 3 years of experience and 50 ovum pickup, both should be there. If somebody has taken some super specialization, like a medical postgraduate in obstetric and gynecology with super specialist doctorate of medicine, that is DM, or fellowship in reproductive medicine, then experience of 3 years is required. 50 ovum pickup experience is not needed. So this is what is the requirement for a gynecologist. Andrologist, there was a circular. Who is andrologist? They have said andrologist is somebody who is having MCH or DNB in urology or MS general surgery or FNB, MCH or DM in reproductive medicine with minimum 2 years of experience and having hands-on experience of minimum 15 surgical sperm retrieval procedures. So this is what is called a andrologist. So this is the definitions. Now, counselor, they have said who is a counselor? Counselor is the person who has graduation in psychology or clinical psychology or nursing or life science. Again, they have used the word life science. That means even a BHMS or BAMS can be a counselor because they are consultant of life science. But it absolutely depends upon your appropriate authority whether he considers his qualification under life science or not. If he doesn't, the only recourse is to go to court or file an appeal to the state. Anesthetist, we all know, director. Director should be a postgraduate degree in medical, life science, or management sciences from a recognized university. And the person can hold both the things. A degree in postgraduate degree in medicine and postgraduate gynecologist can become a director. There is no mention in the law that one person cannot act as two different positions. Validity, already it was discussed, but still I have put it in a tabular form so you can remember it easily. 5 years for ART clinic level 1, level 2 and ART bank, and for surrogacy it is 3 years, and the fee structure is 50,000 for level 1 and rest 2 are 2 lakh rupees. Now what all you can do at level 1 clinic? Level 1 clinic you can do IUI with husband and donor sperm. Level 2 clinic You can do self-oocyte plus husband sperm, self-oocyte plus donor oocyte plus husband sperm, donor oocyte plus donor sperm, and embryo transfer in recipient only. While in surrogacy clinic, you can also transfer embryo into the surrogate. The appropriate authority, if he fails to grant the registration or rejects the application, as the case may be, the appropriate authority within a period of 7 days from the expiry of the said period of 30 days has to provide you with the reason for failure to process the application. But nobody has asked. There are many centers, they are not having this registration, and nobody has asked appropriate authority that what is the reason you have not given me the certificate till now. And they've also said that no registration shall be granted unless state board is inspected. So there is a confusion here in the law. They've said that there is no confusion elsewhere. These are the confusing areas. Life science is a confusion. This is a confusion. They said appropriate authority will give license. Here they've said no license should be or no registration shall be granted unless state board has inspected the premises. So is it mandatory for state board to see the place within 1 month? Because appropriate authority is bound to give certificate within 1 month. So that is the confusion. What confusion we have is because we don't know the law. Otherwise, law is very clear and they mention all other things. Registration shall be displayed at a conspicuous place. And conspicuous place is not your consultation room. It is the area where people are sitting. Suspension or cancellation of the license can happen under various circumstances. Appeal can be made if registration is not given or it is given but suspended or cancelled afterwards. And this appeal shall lie against if it is state government, the appeal shall lie against the state government if it is appropriate authority, or against the central government if the appropriate authority is of the union territory. And this is the form for the appeal. We have seen all this. I'm going little fast. Clinic shall give services to patient female between 21 to 50 years and male between 21 to 55 years. Now understand this very clearly. 21 years ends on 21st birthday midnight 12. 50 years ends on 50th birthday midnight 12. 21st year ends on 21st year midnight 12, and 55 years ends on 51st birthday midnight 12. 54, and both should qualify for this age. Husband is 56 and wife is 49, you cannot give treatment or you cannot continue treatment. Even if you have made the embryo, you cannot transfer it once they cross the age limit. Age limit is very specific in the law. Law is always specific. Medicine is not specific. We have always taught in range. So we always think in range. When we say normal blood pressure, so we always reply 100 to 140, right? Normal sugar 80 to 120. We always learn the things in range. Full-term pregnancy 36 to 40 weeks. Like we always think in range, but in law it is always specific. 50 years means 50th birthday, midnight 12, 1 minute before she is eligible, after 1 minute she is not eligible. That is how the law is strict and you have to stick to it. Right? A clinic shall issue a discharge certificate with details of the ART procedure to everyone. Consents we have to take, and for consent, I have made one chart that is very important, and what all consents you have to take, that is mentioned here. I'm not touching the part of the donor and all because that is already told to you. PGD, PGS, PGD can be done in all the case. Here also there is a confusion created by the doctors. What is mentioned here in this? Pre-implantation genetic testing. These are the exact word from the law. Pre-implantation genetic testing shall be used to screen the human embryo for known, pre-existing, heritable or genetic diseases only. What we have added from our great brains is into the parents. They have not used that word. If parents, this question I am regularly facing, if parents do not have any genetic problem, can we do PGT or PGT or PGTA or PGD? Yes, you can do. Only thing you can do it for known, pre-existing, heritable and genetic diseases. That means you cannot use embryos for research purpose. You cannot find out new diseases from the embryo. That is what they mean. It is known, pre-existing, heritable, genetic disease to the science. known pre-existing heritable diseases to the world, known to the world, not known in parents. So always have a liberal interpretation. There is a law of interpretation. That law has to be interpreted with proper liberated meaning. That is how the law is to be interpreted. But definitely it should not be used for sex determination. And the punishment is more severe here. It is 10 years as compared to the ART PCPNDT Act, where it is 3 years, because child is already conceived. Here you are making a child of particular sex. The punishment is more. And this punishment is in addition to the PNDT and not in suppression of the PNDT. So you will total get 13 years if you do sex determination on the embryo. So that is what the law says. For oocyte, they have said, as I told you, it is 23 to 35 years of age of a female, men 21 to 55 years of age, and a bank shall not supply sperm or oocyte of a single donor to more than one commissioning couple. And for donor, semen donor, oocyte donor, they have used this section 27/4. It mentioned an oocyte donor shall donate oocyte only once in her life. Not more than 7 oocytes shall be retrieved from a oocyte donor. Where they have mentioned about married and non-married, you just tell me. It is not mentioned. It is our creation. And it is not mentioned anywhere. All unused oocyte, unused from this 7, has to be preserved by the bank. Here the word bank is used, but now bank is not doing pickup. Because when the act came, it was bank who was going to supply all the gametes. Then they changed when the rules came. And now the oocyte pickup is happening at the level of clinic. So clinic will preserve all the unused oocyte for the same recipient. Out of that 7, a bank shall obtain all necessary information that R.G. Patel has already said. So this is what? A donor, the gamete of the donor, that means if the center has preserved it, or embryo, any embryo, not donor embryo, any embryo, shall not be preserved for more than 10 years. But gamete of the self can be preserved, because the gamete preservation, social freezing, is also a part of this ART Act. So if it is gamete, you have used it, you have preserved it for some cancer patient or something, it can be for more than 10 years. But if it is ready-made embryo, or ready-made means you have made embryo for that couple using either donor gamete, or you have just kept the oocytes of donor or oocyte or sperm of the donor for that couple, that cannot be stored for more than 10 years. At the end of the 10 years, you have to let it perish or to be donated, right? And the cell transfer and use of embryo, that he has already said, the cell of gametes should not happen. You cannot sell the gametes, and that is why the donor should not be paid. And for transfer, there are various forms within India, outside India, whatever you want to do, it should be with the permission of the national board. And as R.G. Patel has said, they are allowing import, they are not allowing import of the embryo, they are allowing only export of the embryo. So it is up to the national board to give permission for whatever reason. But it is at the knowledge or at the will of the national board whether to allow permission or not. ART Bank, we have already seen, so I will not talk much about the ART Bank. Now, what all you have to collect for the donor from the ART Bank, that list I would like to give you. This is the list you have to, these are the things you have to collect in case of ART, you are receiving a donor from the bank. A clinic has to get this many things. For oocyte donor, you have to get this many things. It is for your benefit. It is for your safeguard. Now, documents we have to preserve for 10 years. Now, what is important in document? Case paper, consent, and registers. And case paper should have history, examination, provisional diagnosis, investigation, final diagnosis, plan of treatment, counseling, post-operative notes, post-operative finding, discharge card, annexures, and all the nursing notes. Now, these are the forms which are given in the ART Act. And these forms you have to fill in appropriate situations, and that I have given it in a tabulated form. Which form to be filled in which cycle? If it is self cycle, donor cycle, OD cycle, I have given this list and you can use the forms accordingly. Always mention genetic source of the embryo very clearly at all places. This is very important part of my talk. I am having at present 8 cases related to ART at hand. Yesterday, no, day before yesterday only, I got one more case of similar kind. Wife and husband, they both are O positive and child is B positive. So genetic goof up, that is the most important thing. And we are not concerned about that at all. What we talk in all embryology conference or all the conferences is about day of embryo, grade of embryo, stage of embryo, day 2 transfer, day 3 transfer, that of agonist stimulus or antagonist use or long protocol, short protocol. We are always busy with all this. But most important thing is embryo genetic source. We always write IVF and ICSI. IVF ICSI doesn't mean the source of embryo. IVF ICSI is just like a stove in the restaurant. In restaurant menu, they don't write electric stove, mechanical stove, LPG stove, kerosene stove. They always say dosa, idli, uttapa, roti, puri. They give the name of item. Similarly, you have to tell whose sperm, whose oocyte. Also, do not write self-ICSI. There is nothing like self-ICSI. You cannot put oocyte on oocyte. That is self. In law, self means myself, only me. It doesn't include my husband or my wife. Self means myself in the law. So always write self oocyte plus husband sperm. That is how you have to write. Always write donor oocyte plus husband sperm. And that form is missing in the entire ART consents. And that is why medical consents are important. And we have to take form I of ICMR, which we have to remember ICMR had this form. Or you can create your own. But you have to use this and you have to tick mark here. Like when you make the embryos, for ovum pickup, you have to take form I once. Before making embryo, you have to take consent of the couple, my oocyte, sperm of my husband, anonymous donor oocyte, and anonymous donor sperm. You have to tick mark accordingly how you are going to make the embryo. It can be any combination. My oocyte with husband sperm 50%, anonymous donor sperm 50%. You can make embryos like that. No problem. But when it comes to transfer, you have to fill this form again second time. And there you have to tick mark only one genetic material, my oocyte with husband sperm or my oocyte with donor sperm, or donor oocyte with husband sperm, donor oocyte with donor sperm. So form I has to be ticked twice. First, you have to fill it before making embryo. Second, after making embryo, before embryo transfer. And form I is very important, and that we are recommending to all 250 centers which we are auditing. So a small mistake in ART can lead to a big problem. So always be very careful. Even in the 14B form of the ART laboratory, like this is the form they are using in IVF lab, right? Day 0, day 1, day 2. You have to mention about the egg and you have to mention about the embryo, but it is silent about the source of embryo. And that is why we have created the first page of embryo detail, where the embryologist will write embryo genetic material source, sperm and oocyte. And they will write sperm either name of the husband, oocyte name of the wife. If it is donor, they will write here donor, and they will write here donor ID number and bank name. If it is sperm donor, ID number and bank name. If it is oocyte donor, ID number and bank name. That is how you will recognize which genetic source is there for this particular embryo and which is stored here, canister, straw, and color. So you will get exact. One couple may have different genetic material stored at your place. Suppose you have done first cycle with self oocyte and husband sperm. She failed. Now you have suggested her second cycle with donor oocyte and husband sperm. She is having 2 sets of embryo. She comes to you for embryo transfer. Which embryo will you transfer? Both embryos are her. Both embryos, she is the owner of both the embryos. Which one will you transfer? That will be tick marked in form E, and you will take out the embryos by reading this form. And this exact form will tell you that which embryo you are transferring. And you can minimize the goof up in the genetic transfer. And you understand one thing, that if you do genetic goof up, there is no way you can cure it. It is only once it is done, it is done. You cannot change the blood group of the child. You cannot change the look of the child. There are couples in America, in England, in Australia, there are cases where white couple is having black child, black couple is having white child. It is not related to day 1, day 2, day 3 embryo or grade of embryo. It is related to genetics. I have yet to see a case where it is filed against a clinic in Western world that why day 2 transfer was done and why day 5 was not done. Not a case, single case is filed, but there are so many cases where the embryos are exchanged and genetic material is exchanged. So please be careful about genetic source always. You write about grade, you write about all these things afterwards. First, you be sure about genetic material because that mistake is incorrectable mistake. And
Sir,
about
sorry to
stimulation of
interrupt.
the donor, as RG Patel has said, ART bank cannot stimulate. It is a wrong statement because ART bank it is not mentioned in the law they cannot. Only thing is the form 13 should be filled, and after form 13, she can get stimulated by herself also. No problem. She can be stimulated anywhere, but you have to be careful that if the donor is stimulated, then you are taking stimulated donor, you are assuming all further liabilities. And that is why they say not to do so. I will give you an example. Suppose you are at the airport and somebody asks you to take care of their luggage. Is there any law which prevents you from taking somebody's luggage to take care? There is no law. You can always take somebody's luggage. If I give you my bag that please take care of my bag, I'm going for some tea and I'm coming back. You can always take it. But if the drugs are found out from that, narcotic drugs are found out from that bag, you are liable.
Hitesh
Similarly,
sir,
if yes.
so sorry to interrupt. Though it's a very interesting talk, sir. But our
Yeah,
panel.
I'm finishing. This is the last thing I'm telling. This is the last thing I'm
Okay.
telling.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you have to be very careful and you have to have this thing in mind that you are assuming all further liabilities. If donor is paid, if donor is second time donor, if donor is beyond the age limit, you are liable for doing pickup in that donor. So you have to be very careful and you have to stimulate yourself. So good documentation will be a good defense, poor documentation is a poor defense, and no documentation will be no defense in the ERT. So that is this is the last slide of my presentation. Thank you very much for patient hearing.
I would like to thank Dr. Hitesh. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for delivering an informative and insightful webinar on law in ART. For expertise and knowledge on the subject, you have been truly enlightening, and I appreciate the time you took to discuss various issues regarding this ART law in India, and your valuable feedback has been instrumental in helping us understand the complexities of ART law, and I'm grateful for you for willing to share your expertise. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
My only purpose is, since I've become advocate now, I'm handling the cases in the court. And if you do not provide me proper documentation, my words are not taken by the judge in true spirit. They always require documents. They listen to me. Since I'm a doctor and advocate, they listen to me. They say, okay, sir, I will give you 5 minutes, you say, but where is the evidence? For other lawyers, they just say that don't speak if you don't have evidence. I am getting that much leverage that, okay, you speak, but you will have to provide documents. That's it. So it is my request to all of you to provide me with the proper documents. Then only it is easy to win the case in the court.
Thank you again, sir, for your time, efforts, and dedication for sharing your knowledge. Thank you, sir. Dr. Anu.
Dr.
Hitesh, it was a wonderful talk. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So we are moving towards our much awaited panel discussion, New ART Act, introduction, impact of new ART Act in today's practice. And for this, our moderator is Dr. Randhir Singh. Please show Dr. Randhir Singh's CV. Yeah. Sir is immediate past chairperson MP ISAR, and he has won Aspire 2016 Jakarta Best Poster Award and Best Oral Paper in IFFS 2016, and so many publications to his credit. 2 papers in ISRA 2023, 3 papers in ISRA 22, 3 papers in ISRA 2021. Hats off to you, Randhir, sir.
Okay. Thank you,
Welcome.
Dr.
Sir.
Yeah.
So would you like to invite your panelist?
You can invite, no? That's better, always.
Okay. So our first panelist is Dr. Consultant and fertility specialist at Dr. Verma Hospital and Fertility Center, Gwalior. And She is Vice President, Gwalior OBGY Society 2024-25 and Vice Chairperson MP Chapter ISAR. Welcome, Dr. Anju. Our next panelist is Dr. Meenu Vashisht Ahuja. She is Senior Consultant at Cloud9 Fertility, Punjabi Bagh, Delhi. And she is a Senior Fertility Specialist with Cloud9 Fertility and has work experience from across India. She has 17 plus years of experience with prominent hospitals, including Birla Fertility and IVF Jaipur Golden Hospital, Delhi, Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute, Fortis. Welcome, Dr. Meenu.
Good evening.
Good evening. Next panelist is Dr. Shalini Srivastav. She is Director, Om Surgical Center and Maternity Home, Director of Om Research Center, Founder Trustee, Pratibha Charitable Foundation. And she's Advisory Board Member of Hong Kong Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Editor of Gastroenterology Open Access Open Journal. Welcome, Dr. Shalini. Dr. Niharika Tyagi. She's consultant in fertility and fetal medicine. She has done her fellowship in fetal medicine from Chennai, fellowship in critical care obstetrics, Safdarjung Hospital, and fellowship in prenatal genetics from ANG. She's trained in high-risk pregnancy from King's College London and IVF training from Japan and Barcelona. Welcome, Dr. Niharika. Dr. Diksha Goswami Sharma. She's MD, DNB, MRCOG, FICOG, FNB. She's Director, Pushpanjali IVF, Pushpanjali Hospital and Research Center, Agra. And she's North Zone Coordinator of IAEC and North Zone Coordinator, Peripherology Committee, FOXY. And she's librarian UPSR. She was librarian UPSR 2019-21. Welcome, Dr. Diksha.
Thank you, Dr. Anu.
And our next panelist is Dr. Biju. He's consultant and director at SBM IVF and SBM Hospital, Karuna Gapli, Kerala, and he's expert member of National ART and Surrogacy Board, Ministry of Health, India. Welcome, Dr. Biju. So over to you, Dr. Randeep.
Thank you, Dr. Anu. So without wasting time, I think we are already late. So I'll start my slides.
Panelists, please on your cameras if possible.
Yeah, so I think after all detailed talk from R.G. Patel, sir, and Dr. Hitesh Bhatt, because I used to say always R.G. Patel Bhai and Hitesh Bhai. So I think the both introduction have the part has been cleared. So as I told Dr. R.G. Patel, sir, that there are many gray areas, because when the law says, as Hitesh sir told, whatever is written in the act not to do, that is only important. They will write only to do. So not to do means all it's a permissible, but sometimes it's a gray area, because we had 10 years from 2010 to 2020, almost 12 years, we had the ICMR guidelines. Guidelines means we have got ethics, as Hitesh Bhai told that it's not act. आप follow करें या ना करें, लेकिन ये हिदायत दी गई है. This has been advisory. So as we have told, and I have put many points to, sometimes whenever in the night I used to WhatsApp Dr. Biju Pillai, who is a ART national member. Then I used to say R.G. Patel also. So I'll impact on the impact today's practice and the questions, few questions which were there on the, after the two previous speakers. So as I established that there were two acts in the December. So that was the ART Act and then the Surrogacy Act. So, and there are many changes as the rules it was in June 2023. So that was important 22. So definition, everybody knows, because in the act they have told ART1 is the IUI and ART2 is the IVF, and the third is surrogacy. Surrogacy cannot be done without ART2. So without going any that, I'll just straightforward put the questions. See, registry ART center. It might look a very, difficult to do it, but you have to do, as you know, in the PCPNAD and all. Fees also, it's very important. Fees, you have to do it because initially it was high. If you know, we had discussed the Sonia Malik IFS president was there at that time, and initially the fees was double. So on our request, the fees was reduced. So I'll not go much in that gynecologist who can do or not. So I'll just put off the questions that who can do the counseling. Anybody can take. Couples not getting pregnant will visit a gynecologist to near hood. So can an infertility patient can be done by a gynecologist? Anybody except Biju? Biju, because you are the senior most. Sorry, I'll put a few questions to you where the doubt comes. Anybody can take?
Hello.
Dr. Yeah.
I think any gynecologist can counsel the patient about the infertility and start investigation also. It is not required any separate registration.
Other
Yes,
member?
I agree, ma'am. Sir, counseling of any infertile couple can be done by any gynecologist as well as they can investigate. But wherever procedures are concerned, then depending on whether you are planning to do an IUI or IVF, you have to take the registration of a level 1 or level 2 clinic. So for counseling, only if you're doing counseling and investigation, you don't need a registration.
Other, please, because there's a
What
great.
I feel myself, Dr. Shalini, what I feel ki in the level 1, only the counseling by gynecologist could be sufficient, but in level 2, the preliminary counseling can be done by the gynecologist herself, but ideally, the professional counseling must be provided to her. And the use of the post of counselor should be made.
So, Dr. Shalini, my hidden question was counseling for ART1 Act like IY and the counseling for IVF. So, you answered two answers in the one question. So, I'll just wait for the other, please.
So, sir, I'm Dr. Meenu Vashishtauja. I would say that as a gynecologist, you can definitely do the basic counseling as far as the cause of infertility is concerned or the likely, treatments that you can give. But if a patient has to seek an IUI, it has to be at a level 1 registered clinic, but again can be done by a gynecologist. You do not need to be an expert in an IVF expert. But if it pertains to any procedure beyond IVF, beyond IUI, then definitely it has to be an ART2 level consultant who has to be an IVF specialist with a fellowship.
Okay. So now I'll put this question in the straightforward. There were the three parts. Can the gynecologist counsel them? So counseling can be done by anyone. Can the gynecologist start the infertility investigation? So in the counseling, if you advise IUI. So you can write on the paper, advise IUI on your white paper, on your consultation paper. Plain gynae, not registered.
According to me, sir, we can because it does come in your curriculum. As a gynecologist, you have the necessary
Yeah,
expertise.
you have got the power by getting MCR registration. Now, if coming to the now second part, start the infertility investigation. So now you have advised IUI. So can you get it done? HSG, hormones, like AMH doesn't do a routine gynec, but if you're an expert, second part, because whatever I'm going from this conclusion, I'll get an expert remark from Dr. Biju. Biju, please be there. So because you have to, every question you will give the response, and then I'll discuss in the end with the RG Bhai. So
I think we can start investigation. Any gynecologist can start investigations for infertility.
I think everybody should agree with this.
1 hours.
Yeah, you can start the investigation. You can get it done HSG without ART1. You can get every test done. Okay. So now, Dr. Biju, you all have to come now concluding. What is your remark?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, counseling at the level 1 can be done by a gynecologist. But for level 2, any IVF procedures, you need to have a professional counseling as far as that madam already said. And the law clearly mentioned that there are some criteria for a counselor. And if the hospital is having a different gynecology, like 2-3 gynecologists, they can also counsel them. There is no issue. But counseling should be done by a different person in a level 2 ART center, as per the act, whoever is a qualified. Then investigation part, any gynecologist can do investigations, and there is no need of for separate registration for doing this infertility investigation, basic infertility investigation. Or if you're doing an IUI, you need registration. If you're doing OM BCOP or embryo transfer or any lab procedure like embryo lab procedure, you need to have a ART level 2 registration.
So, okay, I think well answered. So, now coming to this part only, but in next questions it will be there. So, can you do ART practice if you applied for, have not got the registration?
No, we cannot, because if we have applied for, then within 1 month the registration should come. If you haven't got the registration or you have been rejected, then you cannot practice.
But in some states like UP, the largest, the most populous state, they have not issued a certificate. Just the board has come and you have applied more than 3 years. So you cannot do IVF. Still the IVF patients are going to ART1 and all. So I think the 1 month time limit is not there. Other panelists, your view?
If you see the law, the act definitely states what the previous doctor just mentioned very correctly. Because when it came, it was worded like that. That after an application, after you put in a registration application, the revert should be happening in 30 days. If not, you can obviously contest it, and within 7 days at least, you should get some answer. But as you're saying, sir, I mean, this is a gray area again. Why they're practicing again, I think you seniors will have to, kind of put a light to that.
No, I think any ART center for the ART, ART 1 and 2, the PCPNDT was one of the mandatory part. When we applied 3 years back in 22 early, though there in the form you can see the form. There is a
Can I have my comment, Randir?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yes. So when this act was enacted, it was mentioned that centers which are already running before this act enacted and they have applied for registration and registration is not received or visit is not paid by appropriate authority, they may continue with practice.
So that part I was coming to. So you
Oh,
answered.
sorry.
So that
Sorry.
so my part is a clinical part only, because my job is that after 45 minutes I should have a maximum gray areas which are there. So I think gray area is that what the law says, because MP state was the first state to start the state board and surrogacy also. We have cleared almost more than 20-25 surrogacy. So every state is not there. Answer is still in the UP, just the state formulation has come. So I think to shortcut it, Dr. Biju, he's one of the senior most person, and Biju, just you will clarify my answer, and that will make it clear that initially in 22, everybody has to apply, which were doing the practice. So take home message, what I think, before January 22, they have given a time limit of 1 month, 2 months, I think, and they extended also some few months. If you have applied that, you can continue still. Either you have got the notices that your renewal is done or in the process, or denier. If nothing has been come, I think you can continue. Viju, you can answer few seconds for this.
Sir, whichever center was running earlier, before the act was enabled, that was started, that they can still continue to do the OART procedures. But in some states, they have not formed the state board. I think I think it's Uttar Pradesh. I'm not sure about it. Only in that state this problem is there. When other state, if you are given application, your application has to get accepted, and they have to give you a registration. Then only you can do the ART procedures, because the time frame is over, and almost all the centers, previously existing centers, got registered. Many centers who application was rejected, they are closed down also. But only in Uttar Pradesh, I think this issue is remain where the state board is not yet formed. If the state board is formed, if you are given an application without their giving a registration, you are not supposed to start the practice because everyone is confused with the PNDT Act and ART Act. In PNDT Act, there is a time frame. If the application is not rejected, consider it is accepted, or there is no. But in ART Act, if that provision is not there, they have to accept and they have to give a registration. If they don't give registration, means you are not supposed to practice.
So Biju, to conclude is that, but you have to apply because you earlier that time limit was there. So who are continuing till December, so they have to at least apply on the registry because it was the first. We have to email them, and the copy was to hand over the hard copy to the respective all states health commissioner, and they have given the email. So I think all the 4-year, 5-year old centers, they have to at least given an application to their state offices. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
I'll
give
conclude.
application.
Yeah. So I conclude. Any center, Reddy sir, any center who was running but they have not applied to their states like Tamil Nadu and all, they will not be considered. You cannot say that by mistake I do not know. So if the state board is not formed and you have not applied before that time, you are basically no. You cannot do the practice. So I'll conclude this and I'll come to the next question. Sanjeev Reddy sir, you got my answer, sir?
So does that also mean that in Uttar Pradesh, no new centers can start after the board?
Yeah, I did not wanted to say this, but this is a message per act. This is a gray area. This Biju Bhai will take and the RG Patel. कि 5 साल में 4 साल में क्या हो रहा है in Uttar Pradesh, the most populous city and the most centers, I think more than 100 centers or 200 centers. And what is the status of new centers? Because Biju, as Act says, you have to at least apply. And I think whoever center, as my knowledge, whoever the center who are coming after this, at least they should give an application so that at least they are safe, even if they are doing the practice. But on this platform, I cannot say you should do practice or not. Biju, you can answer partly.
Sir, in Uttar Pradesh, it's all in state team's hands. And second thing is, as per the Central Act, the new centers are not allowed to start. All centers, as they are not from the board, they may continue to function. But in new centers, because they are coming with all national ART portal and all, live portal and all, how they will enter the data. Once they start entering the data, you will be in trouble. How patient tomorrow they can go file a complaint that somebody wants to transfer the embryo from one center to other center, non-registered center and all, how they will proceed. I'm not, so gray areas.
Gray area, and I think Hitesh sir and all, because the legal part is that he is the person who's fighting and all. So he will advise off the line, off the record, off the platform that the center, what I say, at least you have start. Suppose you have starting a center today, apply because they in that email initially they have given a email officer. Usually it is the principal secretary or health secretary of the state. Everybody is not on the website. At least you give a copy to your local CMHO and local PCPNDT, because most of the centers in India, the PCPNDT people are in charge of the ART registry also. Ultimately, whatever application you give to a national capital like Biju in Trivandrum and practice in the Kochi, it will be the Trivandrum capital will allow the Kochi. Like in Madhya Pradesh, my Bhopal is there. If the center is at Indore, they will give application to the state board, and ultimately it is the state authority which has given to local, and they will do. So whatever the gray area, I'll ending in that. Don't start with a practice if the state board is not there. Give application and do what is the expectation from their local appropriate authority. Who can we provide? Now, age group. Age group is important. So I think everybody knows. I'll not waste time much. Who can apply? So the age is, I'm not going to that. Now, Hitesh Bhai has done very well on the age. So now many patients are coming who are above the age and they have lost their sons, children in accidents. And they come. I was a part of a newspaper here that doctor, please comment now. The people have come to apply to an advocate for change of date of birth, because in Aadhaar card you can get your date updated. There are many legal valid causes, because in village area and all your age must have been there must be like approximate, so that is there. So age is a fixed criteria, and as Hitesh sir has told that the age, here I will say the two part. One part is that the age upper limit, suppose it ends today at 12 o'clock. So if the patient is coming today and the upper age is 50 years, for example, the female, and 55 for the male. So I think the patient today coming at the age of 50 is not important. This age is at the time of embryo transfer. First, I'll ask to the all panelists, and then Biju will reply. Age means where? Date of registration of the clinic or embryo transfer? Or IUI?
Embryo transfer. Embryo
I
transfer.
think
Procedure has to be completed before the date.
Pardon? Huh? Anybody? Can I start? Yeah. For
Uh,
IUI, the day of IUI, I think, and for embryo transfer, the day of embryo transfer.
in my opinion, the age criteria should be strictly followed. And if at all the couple feels that they are beyond the age limit, so they may apply in the national board. And if they get approval, then they may apply later on. And but in this case, if you are saying ki they want to have the age relaxation, that now they want to correct the age, but this will be a very tricky thing, because if they have already aware some benefit in occupying in occupation or pension benefits or some other category benefit, then they can't say ki I want to correct my age now at this time.
No, ma'am. Many, you will see many IS people, many high qualified appointed people also, they get their date of change legal. So I think that is not a part, because it's very, I have gone into the depth. So madam, first question, Shalini doctor, was that you'll consider the day of IUI or the day of registration, follicular study, or IVF stimulation, or day of embryo transfer, the age, upper age.
Date of IUI, date of embryo implantation,
So that is
embryo
clear.
transfer.
That is very clear with all the panelists and all that. And I think, Biju, you'll say yes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Day of embryo transfer, the age they should not cross the age.
So suppose I'm doing a double IUI. Today is the upper age. So I cannot do the second IUI tomorrow. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now, second thing, I have done embryo transfer. I have got 3 embryos. I have transferred today 1, and I'm doing cryopreservation of, because I'm very tricky questions. Sorry, being a law graduate also. Biju, I have done IVF today, and the upper age limit was today night. I have done embryo transfer today. Out of 3 embryos, I have transferred 1. I have kept 2 as a cryopreserved.
Oh.
So I think, as per law, she cannot come for next month for
Yes, sir. We cannot do the second transfer.
So, so that is, I agree. There is no gray area in that, but the patient can, before I talk, all these are gray areas, and we have seen many things. Like in surrogacy, initially it was a gamete and sperm, ovum and sperm, it was both. When many queries came, then they relaxed to one. So I think this is one gray area. Today I have done. I am taking the little strict. Suppose I am taking 3 months. My age is going to cross 50 years after 3 months, and I have done today the embryo transfer, and I was expecting to get within 3 months the next cryopreserve cycle if failed. And my lining was not good, 7 mm next month. Next month also it was 6.5 mm. No doctor, nobody will try to throw my embryos on the dustbin. 6 mm is very bad. So I have to wait for at least 7, 8 mm. So I think that patient is a gray area, can apply to the court. I think, Biju, what do you say?
Sir, with the court permission, court has to give the permission. If they give the permission, they can do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, legally, as for the present act, it's not possible.
Yeah. So I think now I think this amendment might come. I think this amendment needs key at least who are, because the IVF is not a 1-day procedure. Suppose the patient has come with the 6-month region margin, and hello. I'm audible?
We can hear you, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, I'm not getting my screen. That's just a minute. Just a minute. I'll because my Dr. Monica is my all software charge. फोन आया कट गया we are there. Yeah. Audible to them, visible to them.
Sir, you're audible, only your screen is not visible.
Okay. So I have to start, I think sharing, I have to start the share again. No?
Yeah, that's all. You are audible and
Only the screen is not visible. You are visible, sir.
I think share again.
I think I have to share again. Yeah. Dr. Monica, share again. Stop sharing and then share again.
Meanwhile, I think Biju.
Yeah, you can continue the answer. Yeah. So that was a part age. So age, you clarify and give a message to the whole part of the, because this ISAR is visible to all. So age, the two part. See, I was discussing with that Biju. Dr. Shalini told me, see, I have not to go the history. My patient is coming. He will not tell me that my age was 52 and I have come made it to 49. See, my job is to see the Aadhaar card and today. Viju, can I challenge the Aadhaar card? It's my duty.
No, it's not our. The only thing is whatever whichever Aadhaar card they are giving, we have to make sure that's original.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all.
So, my
there was some discussion that Aadhaar should not be taken as a
Viju, my
proof
PPT
Yeah, Aadhaar is not the proof of.
of age. Yeah.
It's not the proof of date of birth. Aadhaar is not the one.
So,
So we should opt for other documents like passport or PAN card.
Passport, your SSLC, book, birth certificate.
Yeah. Or even 10th certificate, 10th.
Yeah, 10th certificate. 10th certificate.
Yeah.
So Dr. Biju, your Aadhaar card is not the age certificate, but it is not written in the Act rules.
Sir, already Aadhaar Authority they have already announced that many times they have given a press release that Aadhaar is not a proof of age. They openly denied it long back.
Suppose a patient comes, a gaon wala, a village people comes, he doesn't have the PAN, doesn't have the even election voter ID, and just have the Aadhaar card. It's a valid ground to refuse, I think so. A gray area.
Because normally that is what we are asking and accepting.
So
And I
it's a
think no
gray
centers
area.
are doing that.
Yeah, debate is a gray area. Please clear it because for any other purposes, like you are applying for driving license and all anything, because they ask 2-3 documents, identity and address proof, Aadhaar card, and the date of birth and all 10th and all. So, but in this ART registration, suppose in fertility, I'm saying, I think this is a gray area, and I think RG Patel sir is there. If he can answer to this, or Biju has given. So, because what you are saying, Biju, is the Aadhaar website that this is not a guarantee of the birth, date of birth. So I think this is, we have to go and gray area, please. We'll conclude this, come with the notifications. So who can provide that? We have done the recording to women, that is age is going. So I have discussed. Now, can embryo frozen prior to the age limit to be transferred after age limit? Same, I think you have answered the questions. Okay. This was a part of my question that IVF has been done. and we have frozen it, but you cannot. I think that was okay, Viju?
Yes, sir. That we
Yeah.
already discussed that they
Yeah,
cannot transfer.
Yeah. Living in couples. Short, fast. I think
So it
Or we
cannot be
cannot
done. It has to
provide
be a
it.
married couple or a single woman.
because Dr. Hitesh Bhai has given the photographs of two beautiful Bollywood actress, so that I think it was cleared. So couples also you cannot. This is a gray area. Can you provide ART for living in couples? See, they are living in couples. Whether I know doctor or not, that is a different issue. But a female can have a services of ART with the sperm donor. That is unmarried also. So quick, anybody, a panelist among Dr. Meenu or Dr. Shalini or Dr. Anju?
So like a single woman, if she wants, she can obviously go in for an insemination of, with donor semen. And now known donor semen is allowed. But as you have, written here on the slide itself that the male will have no parental right because not accepted legally. So she will be a single parent legally.
Yeah. So living in, suppose now I want to foot because India is a very large 125, 130 crores. You will have all the gray areas and all the advantages of, you'll always have rules have been made 2 years, 3 years back, but I was discussing with Biju that many more than 30, 40 notification changes have come. So a living in couple how they will put in their legal way in their shoes is that even they tell you or not, a single women will come. Now, known donor sperm is allowed. So that is also through ART bank. And she will have a birth of a child of her own friend or whatever But on the birth certificate, I think the name of father will not be written. Dr. Biju, your expert comment?
Sir, single woman can bring their own non-donor, but it has to come through ART bank. The semen has to come through ART bank.
Yeah.
And single saying that the semen donor doesn't have any right to have the child, and even the child cannot ask for the semen donor's property, all the things later. So
no, my straightforward question is that on the Aadhaar card of that child will be the only mother's name. There will be no father's name.
Birth certificate. Yeah, on the birth certificate, the donor, the living partner cannot have father name.
So
only mother's name.
Okay, but after
after that they can adopt the child.
Adopt a child, who will adopt a child? That father?
That living couple.
No, a couple. So the mother is it was a gray couple. The living couple, they were not unmarried. So that female partner came with the ART. We did IUI or IVF with the donor sperm. Now she's a mother of a child. So there is no need of adoption of a mother to the child.
No. Okay, that is single is okay. Single mother, there is no need. If they are living relation, then this is a part. In the single woman, no need. Yes, you are right.
Because that father cannot adopt also a child, because for adoption you have to be married and you don't have a child. So that father also cannot adopt that child.
Yeah, right. You are right. A single mother, they can do IUI or IVF.
Yeah, that's all. So in as in later on, if everybody dies and or think that can father say that is in his will, because I'm thinking of after 20, 30 years, in his death, that in will that my all properties will go to so because my DNA and that DNA matches, and please give the properties. I think it's illegal, RG bhai. He can only say that my property will go to bala 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 without mentioning the ART or my baby.
Yes.
Biju, I think this is a question because these are going to come in later on the court after 25, 30 years.
Yes.
What I feel in this case might be that she's a single woman and going for donor insemination. One affidavit from the local authorities is required, must be mandatory. What I feel.
No.
No need.
No, madam, in ART Act, it's
Only thing sperm donation should be ART bank
Dr. Shalini,
documented. No
Dr.
other
Shalini,
documentation required.
Dr.
Unmarried can
yeah,
have
RG bhai is saying, because RG bhai and Dr. Shalini, why non-donors have been allowed only through ART bank? Because ART bank has to do all the documentation that the parentage right of the donor husband, that male is never
relegation.
is zero.
Zero
I
relegation.
think Dr. Shalini was
the
trying to
problem
ask
is
whether
that
how to prove whether you are single or not. If somebody comes and claims, that's what maybe she's asking.
The legality we have not to do.
For the marriage certificate, either you take the marriage certificate or some passport where the marital
If it
status
is
is
single,
depicted.
somebody married
They're living
comes and
couples.
tells,
Yeah, they're living couples. So for living couple, she has to give a paper that I'm unmarried. For unmarried, I think she has, Dr. Shali, you have put again a gray area. Dr. RG Bhai, do we have any documentation affidavit for single women that I'm
No,
unmarried?
no. Only
So
there
you
is proof.
start taking affidavit, make a new form, whatever the number
So
comes.
I'd like to say something. If it's a divorced woman, I think she should also give
Yeah.
in a divorce paper.
For the divorce and widow,
We have for divorce. For unmarried, I think, RG, are you sure that we don't have the affidavit for unmarried
no.
women? No.
Unmarried, no need any.
So I think you can, this gray area, because I told earlier
Gray
we have,
area.
a gray area, that because we this later on, because later on, as Hitesh Bhai has told us that many married people, they will come, I'm married, and afterwards they have sued the doctor that we were not married, and they got the cases. So at least women single coming to us, we should take at least an affidavit of notarize. But ideally, if you make the form from a Delhi, RG Bhai, a consent on that proper faith, it will be helpful for us.
Correct.
Comment, RG Bhai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For future, this type of problem we can prevent.
Because I told you ना, ये law बहुत जल्दबाजी में बनाया गया था, और इसमें rules में changes आएंगे. This has been made in hasty, so we need a good suggestion. So I think all these webinars and all discussion will come to a conclude a point where all necessary documents are there. Because if your hospital has gone through NABH, entry level, or that, you do all the documentation. So I think this documentation also a part. So for safety now, at present, to conclude that, for safety, at least Dr. Shalini Madam has told a very good. Unmarried single, take a affidavit, notary, and we will take later on in future. RG Bhai will give a consent form for that also on the notarize. Okay. So now concluding that, now I'm coming. Yeah. Anybody any doubts? Dr. Arshi, yeah.
Dr. Randir, I want to ask one question. If that unmarried woman, she marries later on, then
she will be considered, because there is no law that you cannot get married. So she will be considered for second child. She will be considered as a normal couple. She cannot get a surrogacy. You are very perfect. She has a god. See now, this is a very gray area.
No. She can marry and she have a normal married life, and she can have a second child also.
Second child through IVF.
Then that child who was born,
Yes.
that child will inherit the
No.
mother's property?
No,
father's
property, no. This is a
No,
gray
no.
area.
No.
Gray area.
No,
yeah.
at the time of marriage, they have to have a discussion. They have to all the clarification. Then she or he can married. But the first child have no right on the property of the husband.
No. So I'm putting this question a little more complicated.
After marriage, the first child have no right on the property of a marriage husband.
Okay. No, now Rajiv Bhai, I'm making this a little more clear. They were the same husband, living couple. They got one through the ART bank, same genes, and after marriage, they got a natural conception or IVF. So they have got two children, one single women certificate, second child legally. So now the same principle will apply, that the first child will get all parenthood, father's name on the passport or not.
The first
You
child
got
was
my
not.
question? Ajiva, you understood my question?
First child was like that of a single woman, so it
Yeah.
will only be the mother's
Yeah,
name.
but RG Patel sir is there. He's a central board member. So I want to hear from him. Aji, you understood, sir, my question? Okay, now we'll skip. We can ask, yeah, because a lot of times are there. Can we split the oocytes in one cycle between husband and donor sperm?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, there's no doubt in that. Donor sperm age limits, you know all. So there is no doubt. Sir, now one thing important question, sir. Gray area, I was there in Lucknow. The donor sperm, the age limits, you know, semen can become 25 to
51 to 55.
So, donor sperm age limit, suppose you have done the upper age and today we have saved the, my question is that, suppose a donor sperm has, we have taken the ART bank, sir. It was the upper limit. Today I have taken and the age was the upper limit.
At the time of use of sperm or embryo transfer, donor sperm age should be considered.
Okay. And the same with the oocyte also.
Same with the oocyte also.
This is take home message. This is very important. So whatever your semen sample you come, suppose it's like expiry date of the medicine. So
yes,
here the expiry date, though we can freeze the oocyte or sperm for 5 years, and if you see initially when the act was not there, we used to see the papers from Gardner's embryology and all. In Australia, they used to preserve up to 20 years also. But initially in India, when the ICMR guideline was there, we used to do 3 to 5 years. So now the sample expiry date is either we preserve 3 to 5 years or the upper age of the oocyte donor or sperm donor. As I think it's clear to everyone.
yes.
Anybody, any panelist doubt? Okay. The same thing comes to that. Who needs to procure the ART bank? Even if you're, because initially few years, RG Bhai used to say that the known donor cannot be taken, bhabi or
Yes.
her husband, but now you have allowed legally, and as it is not written in the act, see, it's not written in the act that your relative cannot be a donor.
Yes.
I think they have not mentioned here. If in future it comes that relative cannot be donor, then it will exist. But till now, as Hitesh Bhai told, whatever is written, not written, doesn't apply.
Yes.
So anybody can be a donor, whether egg donor or sperm donor. Only age criteria has to be done.
Age.
I have explained everybody that it's on the expiry date of a medicine. So the oocyte has also got the expiry date. The semen also with the age limit upper. Okay.
My question is in this question is that then if the relatives will be the donors, then how will be the anonymous status will be maintained?
They have
So,
not. Archie,
yes, yes. Is the procedure should be anonymous. They should know the donor, recipient, and doctor, and that should be confidentiality.
See, Dr. Shakti,
All the treatment should be confidential. No other than three parties should know the procedure, all the procedure.
Yeah.
So
See,
then the known the donor can do donor relative through the bank.
so
No, in the law it was written na ki the commissioning couple or the female should not know the donor.
No, it's not.
No, it's not written.
There is no. What I told
Because
you.
we have to take the insurance, na. In insurance, the donor insurance should be taken by the commissioning
Commissioning
couple.
couple for the woman.
So payment should be done by the commissioning couple, and name we should write on the insurance of the donor. So they are knowing, but this thing should be confidential. But they can know each other.
So I think what RG Bhai is saying, the act is saying that, into conclude is that for the sperm donation, we don't need any insurance.
No insurance, yes.
But confidentiality means what the donor has given to ART. Like, for example, I'm giving for the living in couples. They were knowing each other. They brought a donor. So ART bank will know. So ART bank is who is giving the semen donor, first thing. Then ART bank is not a duty to where to who will be the recipient. The patient, for I'm giving example of living in couples, but they are not allowed. But just I'm giving example, a known male and female. So the female will come first to me that want a donor to the center, not to the ART bank, to ART1 or ART2, because ART2 can do services of all ART1. Because in some states, Hitesh Bhai told that they ask separate ART1 certificate and ART2. So if you are doing ART2, it means you're doing all the facilities of ART1.
Yes.
So the patient has to come, a lady has to come first to a ART center, registered as single woman or any male factor. Then we'll ask them that we ask to the ART bank. Then we want so and so female a donor. Then a non-donor of that patient can go to the ART bank. And then whatever the RT, my request will be to the RT bank, please give the sperm for this. So all this channel has to be maintained. The one word we have taken that confidentiality means ART bank, the female partner, the male partner, and the treating doctor. After anybody apart from this, they should not be known. Okay, I'm right, sir, Aji sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Same.
Any,
Confidentiality.
Dr. Shalini, anything more you want? Or we'll move to our next question.
Thank you, sir.
Now I'll add to this. It's not, please don't, what I'm saying, many times the patient comes in my chamber, मेरी सास को बता दीजिए, मेरी ननद को बता दीजिए, tell, sorry, I speak in Hindi, they will ask to tell to my relatives and all. What I follow, I have told you, you know the things. It's your duty to tell your relatives. I'm not going to say, because in confidentiality, we are allowed to say only to the couple. Arji sir, not to any third person, not
Yes,
even a
yes,
sister.
yes. You are right.
So this is very important because they might be confidential. Plus, if any legal case, court, the commissioning couple plus the legal court, any court can ask you. Okay, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now we'll move to the next question. So now coming to the ART Act, we have got very things. Somebody was asking who can do. We have got this ART, we have got the website. You can get all the notification. It's very easy. Just go for notification, artsurrogacy.go.in. Everything you'll get, all notices, circulation you will get. And all these matters, gray areas, this is under the meeting every 3 months. I think every 3 months you meet physically, and I think Zoom meeting, RG, you're meeting every 10 days or many times in a month, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so all gray areas will be covered there. So this was initial, or 1 year back, 2 years back when I started, there were almost 5,000 applications there and all. And I think now the board has been coming out. Only few states are remaining, so we'll get it done. So I am not going to for that. So I think we have gone. Any doubt anybody has in among panelists, because panelists also sometimes have. So registration fees have, and we have done the facilities we have done. Anybody want to say anything, because they have limited ART1 only these things, not minimum requirements. So you have to have a microscope, centrifuge, and that's all. No, nothing. So we can go, sir, because initially,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Here
initially,
only thing any MD gynec or DGO can do with the minimum requirement. They no need any training or no need of any nothing procedure related training. So very simple, but they need only registration.
So now coming to this, sir, in ART1, if a gynec knows how to do the semen analysis and all, without a pathologist help or any other doctor, embryologist, she can do the sperm wash. She can write officially semen analysis, so count and all. Aji sir.
Yes, the pathologist or anybody can do semen analysis, but pathologist cannot do sperm washing, and they cannot ask the pathologist or any pathology lab to do sperm washing in their area, and then they transport to their clinic. They cannot do. The IUI lab should be in house.
Yeah, in
No
house.
outside.
Yeah, so now my
But
next
sperm
question,
analysis can do.
yeah, now my next question. I'm a RT1 center. I don't have any pathologist. I'm MS Gynae. Can I do everything by myself?
Yes. IUI you can do.
I can write on the paper semen count pre-IUI wash and post-IUI wash.
Yes, yes. Why not microscope? Because you are doing IUI procedure and everything, or you can do it in everything.
Suppose I want to sue you in the
But
court.
as a whole, if you see the practice, the patient, we are evaluating the patient, sonography, all the hormone test, and mostly people are doing semen analysis outside your clinic. Most of that for the documentation, this count, motility. If you do semen analysis in yourself first time, then pH and volume and smell and everything. Sometimes many things we will miss. So semen analysis should be done by any qualified person like pathologist.
So
But
my straightforward question, gray area, sir, whether legally I'm allowed or not.
yes, semen analysis, because we are washing without semen, seeing how many count, whether it is
Yeah.
nil or anemia,
When
how
the
we
when the ART Act has come and the ART rule has given me minimum staff qualification, only one gynec, no pathologist.
yeah. So you
Microscope and centrifuge. The microscope is to see
see,
that I'm allowed to see.
you're allowed to see. Otherwise, how will you do pre-wash and post-wash?
So because I have what I'm saying, sir, in some many states, in my state also, they are limiting the pathologists that you can go only to the one or two places. See, the
No.
law has come in my state. I don't know about your Gujarat, sir.
No. There is no any restriction.
Oh, so
Any
initially, in the PCPNAT 20 years back, they restricted that you can do only two centers. Then we got all the many 10 high courts of the India. Then they gave the stay. Then the Supreme Court also. So now there is no limit on the radiologist for the PCPNDT. But in pathologist, they have limited in my Madhya Pradesh. So what I am saying, because of this law, because health is a policy of a state. But I'm saying this PCPNDT Act is also a central act. Okay, sir? There
Yes,
was
sir.
no limitation for a radiologist visit. This is also a central act. This act says that minimum staff and equipment. So I think this, as per this act, I can do at least semen analysis and I can give a report on my white paper. Yes, sir.
Yes.
I think this is a take-home message, and you can take this as a rule. Biju, you want to comment? We'll go ahead. Okay. We know very well, level 1, you cannot do ovarian stimulation. That's very important. So I just sum up because you have done already. So yeah, T2, whatever these definitions, I'll not go for qualification of staff also. So qualification of staff was very important, sir, when Hitesh Bhai was saying, and you were also saying that for embryologist, it was till the law, before the law. If you are doing a practice, because without the qualified, they have given one time relaxation that you
Yeah.
can. So if I was attached with the RG Bhai center, I'm embryologist, and I'm not fitting in the new concept, new definition. I have left you, or you have uh, discontinued my services, your center, RG Bhai. Can I join the other center? I think no.
Because you have proof of previous work, your name is there in the old center, you are qualified, enough experience, and then your qualification calculated if you are doing in the old center.
No, but I wanted to switch to another center.
Then
And
you need again experience.
yeah. Therefore, I'm telling you have to fit the new qualifications, degree and all. No? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
As our simply embryologist degree difficult to understand. Only thing like MBBS, all veterinary, MSc guy, those who have done MSc, and then they need a clinical embryology 2-year course.
And suppose
Then they need 3 years of experience handling egg and sperm in a ART lab with the experience of ICSI and cryopreservation. So then they can do qualification. So depending on the degree, they need 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 3 year of experience in a different ART center. So to simplify that, but they have defined everything. PhD need to 1 year and MSc need 3 year. So like this you can understand. But purpose is they should know the handling. They should know the sperm, ICSI, cryo, media, and should be aware. So purpose is for the better outcome.
So I think to conclude is that you have to qualify in that. And now one question which was biological science, Hitesh Bhai was saying that biological science came in the last 5-10 years. So I think MBBS and graduate in veterinary doctor should be considered as a biological. Okay, sir?
Mean how many
Right
clinic
science.
they can understand, 1 or 2 or 3 clinic, how many they can attach.
Yeah.
Main purpose at the time of if we attach with the 2 or 3 clinic, the in the one clinic if she is having work, she should be present.
Yeah, that's very
At the
important.
time of PICA, PT or cryopreservation. embryology should be there at the time of procedure. And then
how-
no procedure, no need of to remain present in a clinic for the embryologist.
Okay, so
At
that
the time of procedure should be there.
perfect, sir. Perfect. Then I think we'll shift to the from the question now. Transfer of gametes. I think we have to be very strict. Don't transfer your gamete even from the your in some webinar I was there. Suppose RG Bhai center he shifted to now his center
Even
is
same city, same
yeah
honor, even though you need
yeah.
transfer,
Huh,
ART low through.
suppose Ahmedabad.
Even your clinic is there, your honor you change, like any change taken by you. So again, you need registration only.
Yeah.
You have to pay registration fee again.
Again and transfer of gamete. Suppose
The same center, only name is changed, then no need. But
Yeah.
same center in a different place in the same city, same name, you need to do transfer through the ART board only.
So suppose, sir, you have got a registration, you have got 4 IVF centers ART registered. I think, sir, in PCPNDT, we have got in Nursing Home Act, in Madhya Pradesh Nursing Home Act, suppose I am running 2-3 satellite centers. So I can get registered in all the 3 in one registration. One
Yes.
at Ahmedabad East, one at Ahmedabad West, one Ahmedabad at South.
Yes.
One registration act. We don't have in the PCPNDT also, we don't have in the ART also. So suppose you have got 3 satellite centers and you're doing all separately, independently IVF, and one patient from North Gujarat want to come to South Ahmedabad, same. I think transfer is required. They have to go apply to Delhi and then come.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I think this is very clear. So if the same person, owner, everything is okay, but the
Place, if
change,
place is changed,
then we have to
you need a permission.
apply. Okay, that's why, because in some this is very important issue. Now I think you applied that. It's very easy to say a single embryo transfer, which has been practiced in Europe, but I know very well it's very difficult to transfer only one. I'm talking about the blast I have written, but embryo transfer, because if you are doing day 3 or day 2 transfers, I think sometimes you need 1 or 2. So if you want to, patient says, so I have got 3 bad quality blastocysts. Transfer all the 3 bad quality blastocysts, because I'm going for a simple. I'll put a bad situations. I've got all the 3 blastocysts which are very bad. So patient says, please transfer all the 3. I've got beautiful endometrium, 13 mm. Why I should wait for next time? So if there would have been one good quality embryo, I would have accepted. But now a 3 blastocysts are bad qualities. Even if you're going to do cryopreserve, they are not going to be useful. Patient says, but RG Bhai or Dr. Randhir Singh says, no, only I will transfer. So what the law says? Any panelist, because I myself and RG, we have the answers, but panelist, you can have anybody fast. Dr. Anju, anybody who's still there? Because we are just, we'll wind up, Anu will wind up in few minutes. Yeah, anybody? Shalini? Because it's very common. The patient asks.
I don't feel even if we are bad quality, it's not going to transfer.
Dr. Shalini, you're all,
We will
you're
one
not.
thing stored for next cycle.
So
because it says that always that sometimes even the embryo, the blastocysts which are looking bad quality, even they give very good embryos with no abnormalities. Literature says so. Accordingly, we should have some firm explanation that why we are putting
Dr.
the
Shalini, Dr. Shalini, this question is put not on the part of a technicalities or the quality. It's a part of the legality. The legal says you can maximum transfer 3 embryos. Arji Bhai?
So according to law, we can transfer.
Yes, because see what I used to do practice, as per my view, 1 embryo transfer is advisable. Patient says that he want all the 3 embryos to be transferred. I just wrote a note because I have to give explanation to my senior whenever the questions comes. Or my patient goes to the Banaras and Dr. Anu Agrawal says, oh, Dr. Randhir Singh is doing malpractice. He's transferring 3 blastocysts. So I have to write on my discharge ticket that it was advised 1 embryo transfer, but being a request for the patients, because all the 3 blastocysts was of not good quality, I have transferred all the 3 embryos because as you told, she can have a triplets. and still we are giving multiple pregnancies. So we don't know, after this act, I have seen there are a lot of fetal reduction going on, Aji bhai. So
Yes.
yeah, I don't want to come into that. Surrogacy is still going on without the permission. Also, I will not touch into that. So now, because Anu is saying that I'm already late, so I think that is there. So starting ART bank service, it's very easy. Just I'll take few seconds, because I'm the state PCP and board also, and I'm in local district also. Earlier we used to say, when the 3 years back, we used to say, RG bhai, that for ART bank in the same premises, you should have a separate gate, separate EA and all.
Now no need.
No need, because big hospital like Lilavati or
So
big
the management should be separate.
separate, yeah.
Entry should be separate. Person should be separate.
And
ART bank should be governed by the one MBBS doctor.
Yeah.
Her or she name should be in a medical council in a state board.
Yeah, all these are there. So it's written there, minimum qualification. So only one people is there. So I think you can start, but that is not important. It's separate is there. So we are not going to touch that. So now I think I'll be to conclude the implication of that. Now implication of the practice is that donor has OHS symptoms. Can a gynec who is not registered can do the RT clinic, can see her? I think it's a simple question, but anybody can see, because your MS gynae, it doesn't limit anybody. You can see any patient, whether you're registered or not.
Yeah, but what happened, better to keep in contact with the who has done ovum pickup, who has given triggering, because if it is mild and subside, okay. Some side it become worsening, then better to handle by those who have done procedure.
Okay, that's but if the patient comes in emergency, you can
Yeah,
see.
you have, because of the you can attend, you can have some
Same is for
any need a simple treatment, short treatment, then you can send to the original center.
Same is for surrogacy also. If a surrogate mother comes with anything, your first job
Yes.
is to save aside emergency, then I'll do all the legal formalities.
Here, Randir, when gray zone is not returned up to 3 months, the ART center will keep the patient surrogate mother to them. But those who are not doing obstetric practice, not having facility, not night indoor, where to have a facility after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and where to deliver. So this is a very, very important area, because they have selected surrogate, they have assessed the whole body and uterus, and the rest pregnancy should be handled by the another gynecologist, other center. The work should be have a good communication. They need some contact with the good ICU, good corporate hospital. Like literally anything happen, any serious can happen, so they can refer, they can handle. If death is there in the surrogate, then problem for the all the society and system.
So RJ
So
bhai,
safety of the mother is very important. Surrogate mother.
no, that is because of safety only this law has come. RJ bhai, can you inform in a short because I don't remember what are the words written in that ART Act? Is that initial 3 months the ART2 has responsibility? Do you
No,
remember?
no, no. It is not written. Nothing written for up to 3
Okay.
months.
Therefore,
Only up to transfer they have written. After that,
yeah.
not written.
This is our
But most of the
more-
ART2 center, they will keep the patient for 3 months. Then they will refer to the periphery.
Yeah, it's always a good practice.
But I think what is written is that 3 years of course, insurance is
Yeah,
covered. for it.
insurance not a matter, madam. But main safety of the surrogate mother, like the madam have said, placenta accreta and twin pregnancy, hypertension, liver problem, pancreas problem, LGBT rise, low platelet, like that type of situation. If you are not assessed, sometimes we have seen patient before low having mitral stenosis, midnight they will come with emergency surrogate mother. Then there is a grave problem for the obstetric complication. So that we have to keep in mind.
I was there in today's state board that application. See, in the insurance in my Madhya Pradesh, we have raised this medical insurance to 10 lakhs. They have not written in the act any minimum amount, I think so.
No need. We have to understand the safety of the surrogate.
That's important.
Thorough assessment.
Okay.
Now, precaution, how will you take? Prevention.
Okay. So
then they have not written any amount, not written even life science.
So we are going to take two insurances. One is for
Health
during
insurance and one is life insurance.
life. So life is, they have not mentioned any upper limit or lower limit in the both insurances.
No, normally, practically paper at present, what is the scenario? Around 5 lakh for the donor and 10 to 15 lakh for the surrogate.
So it varies, see, sir, it varies. It varies from the level city one city like Jaunpur in
Yes,
UP and one city at Lucknow. The cost
Lucknow.
of ICU will vary.
Bombay, maybe metropolitan city
Yeah,
have. So
I think
that depend on the
so I
where you
think
are practicing.
this is a gray area, sir. I think because in my Madhya Pradesh, I satisfied my health minister. In a Bhopal, I considered minimum 10 lakhs for at least 1 month ICU care and all. So I think there's a gray area. Please come with the amounts that will be very important. So I'll not go skip into that. So yes, that is there. So duties of ARD bank, I'm not going to say because we have to complete. So now I'll get for the surrogacy, we have that call for, you have come all, sir. Madhya Pradesh, you have already told, sir. So I'm coming with the first, we were the first to state that all these 5 certificates, essentiality, all has to be done. And to this, one thing important that earlier it was that any, suppose I'm giving a couple A with a surrogate mother B, I have given a certificate of surrogacy. So now the patient is free to get the surrogacy treatment done, this couple and surrogate anywhere in India. Suppose my surrogacy IVF treatment cost, because surrogacy, the surrogate mother is free of, she's not going to pay altruistic, she is not a commercial. So no money is demanded by surrogate. They have to be given an affidavit and all. So IVF cost, suppose my IVF cost for embryo transfer is very more and very less is at Gujarat, the patient is free to now go there. But one part has come, it was not in the rules, but one clarification has come. The patient has to apply because if the patient is in Banaras and the surrogacy board is not there, the patient can come to my Madhya Pradesh or any Rajasthan or Gujarat and she can take the certificate for indication of surrogacy. This is very important. But one government circular has come. The commissioning couple, not the surrogate, the commissioning couple either has to be a resident of that state where they are applying or they are doing job. This I have. So this is very, very important take home message. Anybody cannot go. Surrogate can be from anywhere in India, but the commissioning couple applying to a state has to be a domicile residence. They have the word use residence, and second is either job. But now
Transferable job.
but the job is a gray area. I'm getting is very easy at Gujarat. Some ART center, some district board or state board is giving very easy. They are not very strict. So on this platform, I should not say, but I'm saying you.
No. You should say because what is the law we should follow. Those who are doing not fair and fair SOP, not following the SOP, they should not be fair.
So gray area, sir. Please note down, sir. I'll WhatsApp you personally. They have not defined the job duration. For temporary taking, I can be employed to you. I'm a visiting doctor or consultant or any labor or driver or that you can give. She's employed at least 3 months or 4 months. So definition of job at that state has to be clarified in the act. Or
I just want to add or clarify myself.
Yeah, Dr. Meenu.
I was saying कि perhaps I have read somewhere कि if any district approval board has to intervene, then the ART level 2 clinic must be of the same state and the same district. It could be of domicile anywhere.
No. See, what I'm
so
saying
that
is
the local authorities can inspect.
No, Dr. Shalini. See, local is not there. In Madhya Pradesh, we are very ahead. In the act says, any commissioning couple can apply to only that state of their origin. That is a residence. They have word to use residence or job. So we are getting Aadhaar card. Today, one patient was there. It was a Bangalore residence. Every Aadhaar card and everything. Patient surrogate they got from the MP and they have applied to my Madhya Pradesh. So we rejected that on that paper. So Shalini ma'am, that is there. So my question is that Aadhaar card permanent residence you cannot change because my property, everything is there. But a job word has come. Job they have not defined. The job of 3 months, 6 months, what? Because they are going to see RG bhai, future mein aayega.
Yes.
3 months, 4 months, and certificate also. So please don't give because this can come, Shalini ma'am. Please don't give any job certificate. You advise your friend circle and all on the back dates. Give a real job dates. See, because I have seen many persons, they have given the birth certificates sir, hamare yahan, because they delivered 2 children and they told that the home delivery child also, please give a birth certificate. Or I have delivered you 20 years back, and 25, 30 years back, we don't used to keep the records also. I'm telling you fast. And that doctor was going to the court and he was very great trouble. So, jiska record nahi hai, the old record you don't have, don't give. So job, because I was touching this job, so I'll not take much time. This is the rule, ma'am. So we rejected that, and because that. So I will not go in that. So Supreme Court, this is my take-home message. Any
Randir, if they from the same state, they have to take the birth affidavit and court an appropriate authority's indication. Na?
Sir, all 5 certificates, sir. The same
All
is
5.
magistrate, from collector, medical superintendent board, all those certificate has to be from that state only, where either he resides or doing the job.
And then all the 5 certificate, with 5 certificate, they can go to another state, another clinic in out of state.
No, sir. After that 5 certificate,
Transfer procedure where it will be done.
See, what there's only that law. I'll share here on the group also somewhere. That paper says that after those 5 certificate you have submitted to my, suppose in Bhopal, and I have given you, the state board gives you the certificate of surrogacy.
Recommendation.
Recommendation is done what? Recommendation is done on
Indication.
couple, then on surrogate mother and the center. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Now, patient is free to leave my center and can go to URG Patel.
Yes.
And I think they can go, but I think.
But what happens in Gujarat if they have done surrogacy and surrogate maybe from your state?
Yeah, she can be there.
So how will the clinic will manage? They have to stay in clinic and then.
Why clinic, sir? It is not.
No, it's no needed. No needed. But what we about safety after procedure?
सर अपन जो लॉ में लिखा है ना सर, क्या बोला हितेश भाई ने, लॉ में नहीं लिखा है ना सरोगेट मदर को हमको रखना है अस्पताल में, वी हैव टू कीप इन देम. नो,
नहीं लिखा है. पूरा असेसमेंट जो डॉक्टर गुजरात में ट्रांसफर करने वाले हैं, तो उसको एसेस किसने किया? सरोगेट ठीक है कि नहीं, उसका उट्रस ठीक है नहीं, वो तो मध्य प्रदेश में हुआ.
So you have done, but आपके पीछे पर्दे के पीछे that behind you is the couple. It's a couple has brought the surrogate.
Right, sir. वो रिस्क बहुत बढ़ जाएगा.
इसे कॉस्ट बढ़े सर अब
नहीं, रिस्क नहीं, मैं रिस्क बढ़ा रहा हूँ कि जो एसेस डोनर सरोगेट का असेसमेंट हो रहा है.
May I comment?
Yes.
Yes, MC sir, please sir.
Yes.
Glad to see you, sir.
So, not to confuse much, as far as essentiality and eligibility certificates are concerned, appropriate authority of that respective district is eligible. They can issue. Say, for example, patient is with Bhopal. Recipient couple is from Bhopal. Bhopal appropriate authority can issue certificate of essentiality and eligibility certificate to that very couple. Now, coming to surrogate. Surrogate is from Indore, say for example, and she has applied for essentiality and eligibility certificate to appropriate authority Indore. And if he has issued certificate, yes, you are eligible to go for surrogate. Can that very lady be surrogate for your recipient couple of Bhopal is the question.
No, sir. Actually, all this certificate has to be applied to one place only. The surrogate application and the biological parents application and the doctor. All the certificate has to apply to one collector.
Then one more question.
Yeah.
If surrogate is from Indore,
yeah,
and if she applies at Bhopal for essentiality and eligibility certificate, then Bhopal appropriate authority may reject because you are not a resident of Bhopal or my territory where
no, sir.
I conferred with the power. So,
no, sir. MG sir, I'll just sorry. In the act, the place of the surrogate is not written. Only it is the commercial.
Agreed. My simple question, because this type of situations happened in Gujarat also. Appropriate authority will insist that I am appropriate authority, say for example, Bhopal district. So if at all anybody from Bhopal, I am supposed to examine or to advise some investigation, and then I am supposed to issue certificate whether she is eligible, whether she is essential. But if she is other than Bhopal district, then how I should confirm all the data required?
No, sir. When the surrogate, see all those 4 papers which I have showed.
Yeah, Randir, simplify. Suppose patient, hello.
Yes, sir.
The patient is from Bhopal. So what you have to apply everything. So their center should be surrogate. Center should be registered.
Yeah.
Couple from Bhopal.
Yeah.
Recipient also from MP or Bhopal.
State. It's a state.
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 Right. So again, the treatment should be if they don't want to do surrogacy in MP, they want to move to Gujarat.
Yeah.
Again in Gujarat, there should be surrogate registry clinic.
Yeah.
Right. But what about the surrogate? They have registered in Gujarat in a PIDHO. So all the information about the surrogacy, we have to inform that all the Gujarat authority again and also Bhopal.
So
both?
I was coming to that same question. Like we transfer the gametes, see, because it's a new rule. I think the patient has not traveled trans-state because you're sitting in the Delhi. So this question I'm putting is because now all the patients who have come and applied, they are getting consumed here only. But sometimes, the patient might say your treatment is costly. ART center now registered at Gujarat is economical. It's not a money. I'm not happy with you. Your behavior, your results are inferior. The results are so and so at their research center at Gujarat are better, MC sir. So I want to shift to that. So what my question is that what I think as per Act has says that the patient, I'll share with that paper, the patient is free to move for the treatment anywhere in India. They have not specified how to go now proceed to Gujarat. What I think with this paper, they will go to RG Patel, sir, and you will put that paper to in your state board. And on that paper, I think it will make you easy without any investigation and all because the patient has procured as per Act all the paper of efficiency and treatment. But I think it's better to endorse RG sir before doing because I think it's better you can take a information or suppose there are 20 surrogates applying every month to your Gujarat. This will be 21st paper that this paper patient has done everything. Your comments, sir, MC sir and Patel now to conclude.
I was busy with one phone, so I couldn't listen you exactly. But
मेरा कहना सर MC सर कि मेरे यहाँ सब legal document आ गए हैं. All the legal documents for IVF treatment surrogacy has been procured. Patient, what we get the certificate, sir? Patient name, surrogate name, and treating doctor's name. These 3 certificates.
Yes.
MC sir, what certificate we get in ART? What in being as ART state board member? Every patient comes, we write patient couple name, surrogate name, and the treating doctor. We then approve this is okay. And we write on this paper all these 3. But as per this now Act, this patient is now free with the notification of ART Act that they can change the treating doctor anywhere in India. वो मरीज जो 3 सर्टिफिकेट मिला है इसके बेसिस के बाद वो इंडिया में अपना ट्रीटमेंट कहीं दूसरे डॉक्टर के यहाँ कर सकता है. कपल और सरोगेट तो सेम रहेंगे सर because if they are changing they have to apply again to anywhere whether in MP.
So, do you mean that recipient couple and surrogate couple has received essentiality and eligibility certificate from Bhopal?
Yeah.
And can they be treated at Ahmedabad in RG Patel's hospital?
Yeah, this law says, sir. बट मैं इसीलिए आरजी भाई से बोल रहा हूँ ग्रे एरिया कि आप उसको एज इट इज न लें, अपने बोर्ड में पेश करें। एटलीस्ट अभी केस हुआ नहीं है, द केस हैज नॉट कम, आई थिंक सो। तो एटलीस्ट इसका क्लेरिफिकेशन और आएगा, बिकॉज एक्ट के हिसाब से सर दे कैन चेंज द डॉक्टर एनीवेयर, बट आई थिंक दिस इज वेरी
Agreed.
गुड.
The patient is always free to choose doctor, not for
Yes.
surrogacy, not for ART, for
Yes.
any treatment.
Yes, sir.
Person is free.
Yes, sir.
But as far as this certificates part is concerned, there is jurisdiction of that very appropriate authority to issue certificate. It's a one story. And once they have received all the certificate, can they take treatment in other district or other state? That was the question.
Yeah, so that question, sir, in RT Act rules, they have told that the patient is free to take the treatment anywhere in India. That means he can change the doctor.
रणधीर, थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है क्योंकि आपने असेसमेंट किया, आपने समझाया पूरा, फिर जो एम्ब्रियो ट्रांसफर का ट्रीटमेंट गुजरात में किया, फिर पेशेंट वापस आपके यहाँ आएगा। हमने तो ये क्या 2 या 3 एम्ब्रियो डाल दिए सरोगेट में, यूट्रस को एसेस नहीं किया, बॉडी को एसेस नहीं किया, क्योंकि आपने किया है। फिर कुछ हुआ, आप ट्रीट कर रहे हो, आपके फ्रेंड ट्रीट कर रहे हैं, एमपी में ट्रीट कर रहे हैं, ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी कुछ हुआ, तो हु विल रिस्पॉन्सिबल?
सर डोंट गो,
इसमें मैं रणधीर मैं बता दूं, ये कंफ्यूजन की जरूरत नहीं इसमें।
यस सर।
प्रेगनेंसी रही, पेशेंट वापस चला गया, एंड when she is residing and she is taking treatment, whosoever is treating is the person concerned. Because
Yes.
if at all something goes wrong related to pregnancy, any complication, and if treatment is not proper, or due to treatment or due to carelessness on part of treating doctor, if something happens, naturally that very person will be responsible, not person who has done IVF treatment.
Yes, that is okay, sir.
Complication, if at all it is related to IVF treatment, then only that IVF specialist can be a party.
Yeah,
of course, patient may make a party, but on very first hearing, if I am appearing on part of ART specialist, he will be free from the any charge on first hearing only. Because if it is proved that this complication is not related to ART treatment, but it is related to some pregnancy complication or complication of treatment given by other doctor, then that other doctor will be responsible and not IVF specialist.
So I think we will conclude, RG sir.
Yes.
Gray area, just with this certificate, if the patient is coming to the state, what you will do and how you will इसको कैसे fulfillment करेंगे for a good, because this is a very good thing, sir, because the patient का फायदा होना चाहिए. You are sitting at a Delhi and we have the state member, is the patient safety and the ethics. So the patient is free to choose a good doctor, ethical practice at a minimum cost. And
Right.
That is
Yes,
very
sir.
important, because in Madhya Pradesh, IVF was there in Ayushman Bharat also. We used to do IVF in 55,000. We are doing for poor patients. Recently, they have stopped that. So when the patients are very poor, the surrogacy will also add to a cost. Though the surrogacy is altruistic, not charging, but at least IVF cost will be there. IVF cost, if for surrogacy is less at anywhere in the India, patient is right to choose.
Okay.
Thank you very good, sir. So I think I was coming to this act, sir. MC sir, you have come very time. This law, ये law बहुत जल्दबाजी में बना था, बहुत gray areas हैं. For example, this many patients which crossed the age, they went into the Supreme Court and they got relaxation. So आपके आने से पहले sir, suppose I have done an IVF and I have done IVF at the 49 or 49 and a half year. I have preserved the embryos and now my first cycle failed. When I came for the second cycle, my age was there. So I think these are the gray areas. So many gray areas are there. So I think the rules has to be accordingly say. And very important thing is that, sir, MC sir, we have come age limit, sir, because 50 years female के लिए, sir, I'm getting a really, they had 2 children, both died at the accident. The mother is just 51 year, husband is 56 year. So at least I think, sir, age expectancy is now increasing. I think this came for because there were 55, 65, 70, 75 years mothers, they were given the IVF treatment. RG sir. So I think little relaxation should be done because life expectancy is now increasing. My take home message is that from 50 years, at least relax to 52, 53, and male also some 2, 3 years gradually, so that at least patient will cope. So now conclusion is that all audit has to be done, all consent forms. MC Patel sir का हर PC पे हर law में ही होता है. Your audit guideline consent paper will only save you in the courts. So he has come in the right time. In concluding remarks, all the paper audit is very important. Never miss, because I in initial 20 years back, sir, the patient was in army and her father came that my husband is my son-in-law is azoospermia. Please go for the donor sperm. Then I told Dr. Monica, no, I want a consent. His father-in-law told, no, he's posted in somewhere and all. At that time, there was no WhatsApp and all and all. Then I told you, just take this certificate, consent, tell him, post him. By post, it should post to me. So consent that is very important, sir. And
Yeah,
so,
but even here also word of caution. If he will come with signature, how he will confirm that signature is of that very husband only? So
yeah,
in this type of situation, you should ask for notary.
yeah, that is very important.
I am giving my consent for AID to my wife, then it's okay. Because if at all notarization they have done by mischief, then they will be under issue
Yes.
for fabrication of evidence. But
Yes.
you are safe,
Yeah,
because
always.
once you get
Always.
any notarized copy of consent given by husband who is not present before you, then you are also eligible to go for treatment further.
So that is very, so now coming, as we are there, PCP entity, IVF ART Act never permits you for any sex determination. A PGD has to be done very, very cautious. PGD is very important. Don't do everybody PGD. They have got a PGD indication, because PGD is the tool through that you can do the sex determination. So be prepared. If you're doing a PGD, have a proper indication, everything was written in the act. So proof of justification, as told you, all the discharge tickets, couples, and the wherever doubtful their age and everything like donor and all, take the affidavit notary, because notary is a very safe. And nowadays in notaries, I just got a paper, some stamp paper. Now they are getting 2 parties on mobile, because the MP state is one of the states where they are doing the new system, sir. If you're going to buy a stamp paper of 500 rupees, both the parties has to be verified by on Aadhaar OTP. That will come. Then only can issue. So now this is started in my MP state. This is a pilot state. So gradually, in after few months, all the stamp paper notary you are going to get by both the parties. अभी तो क्या होता है सर, नाम लिखा दिया, आधार कार्ड मेरे बच्चे का गया, डाल दिया, signature कर दिया. Now it will be OTP based on the mobile of the Aadhaar, so you cannot get changed. Then change is inevitable, growth is an optional. So as I told, this act was in hurry because the safety of surrogacy was there. It was my Sushma Swaraj from my MP state, when she banned at the cabinet, at the central government, surrogacy without the act, before act. So it was a safety of surrogacy, as the surrogacy was the hub of the India. So safety of the patient, donor, that is surrogacy, is the main. So we have to be ethical and we have to go for the optional changes. I think, thank you very much. And any questions, answer, MC Patel sir, I'm very thankful to you. I'm very thankful to the ISAR, my president, my secretary, Dr. Amit Patki sir, president, and Dr. Asha Bakshi, and Charu Joshi, immunology, and Faisal Lewis, and Anu Agrawal. I think Anarji Patel. So we are both the Patels, both are the.
Thank you, Randeep. Thank you for a good and very fair, very useful discussion.
We are always available to assist any of our Foxian friends,
yeah,
as related to ART or any other. And my number is available on Foxy website also. So anybody can call us at any time for any assistance. We are always there.
So you and Gaten Sharma, you are seeing. So we have got Foxy, all PCP entity. So I think gradually you are coming, sir. So I think the stage is back to the Dr. Anu Agrawal, organizers.
Thank you, Randir, for that really very much active moderating the panel, and also the panel members, all the panel members. And we were lucky to have 2 national RT board members, Dr. Biju, and expert comment by Dr. Arji Patel also here. And thanks all the panel members for their valuable inputs. Thank you. And Anu, are you there? Oh, yes, you're mute.
Thank you, Percy. Thank you,
Thank
Anu.
you.
Dr. Anu, any comment? We are so, but I think it was interesting now. So
Yes, it will.
And I think all the previous, including this, will be available in the net. So you can link into the same site, same link, and you can see also. That is very important. So those who miss few portion or those who cannot attend, even though more than 500 people are logged in live today, and the rest of the people will be can see, but the recordings also. I think that will be really useful for their clinical practice, especially all those who are practicing either level 1 or level 2 or 12.
thank you. Thank you, Dr. Anu.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
This is
Thank you all panelists.
Dr. Anu?
Good night, everybody. Good night. Have a nice
Thank you, sir. Thank you on behalf of UNS. Warm thank you.
Arji bhai, I want all answers through public notifications from all gray areas.
Yeah, sure. We are always hearing gray zone, and everything we are rectifying.
So I think we are meeting after 6 in January, February in Ahmedabad. So many gray areas will come with the notification.
Yeah, sure. Everybody welcome. In February 2026, we have lots we'll discuss about all the gray zone and new things. So your suggestion is also welcome.
Yeah, so we'll come with the new gray areas in coming 6 months, 8 months.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Welcome, sir. Welcome, everybody.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
Thanks to all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Anu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pesi.